the first girl that I could have lost my virginity to, the whole school ran through her, but I was like, nah, I'm not losing my virginity to her.
To that.
Yeah, so I just got.
Bro, I'm so glad you didn't.
That's a smart man. She would probably would have corrupted you, bro.
Honestly, though, which looking back at it, like I ate her box, and I was like,
You're sick.
I could have just hit. I could have just.
You were sick.
You could have just not said that.
Yeah, you are sick. No wonder. This is what took you off the ledge, bro.
Oh no, baby, what is you doing?
I was just like those other holy.
What?
I was just like all those other holy girls that are like, oh, I'm saving myself for marriage, but then getting it in the butt. Like that was just my thought process.
Bro, Heike, when you said that you ate your
Zac
box,
said that.
I looked at your mouth like I was gonna see some type of disease. Like I haven't known you for a while.
The whole school ran through her, so I decided to eat the box because that's a great idea.
And if you ain't fucking with this podcast, then you're just a bitch ass trick.
Yo, welcome back to another episode of Save It for the Pod, episode 6. It's your boy Zach here with my co-hosts AJ, Phil, and Brandon. As you notice, it's another even episode, so our boy Luke is missing. He decides he's going to come at every other episode, being cake booty in Tennessee right now, enjoying some country music.
The cake is a booty.
Can't even contribute because he's being cake booty.
What is wrong with this nigga, man?
I just imagine in my head folks out here line dancing like a rhinestone cow.
That's definitely, bro. If this nigga come back with cowboy boots, because we joked around and
He got a
said,
10-gallon hat for sure.
bro, if he comes back with one or the other, I'm done fucking with this nigga.
Guaranteed he comes back with a flannel. That's
Yeah, he wears flannels still though.
but it's
Not
them,
often he
them
wears it,
southern
but-
flannels is
Yeah,
different.
yeah. I get it. Or he gonna have a big ass belt buckle,
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
bro. I can't believe this nigga Luke.
He's gonna get a new car. He's gonna get a big truck.
Lifted.
Yeah, super lifted.
Yeah,
And he's gonna put a Trump flag on his car.
bro.
And
He's
he
gonna
gonna
pull
have
up
a
to the
Blue
next
Lives
pod,
Matter.
blasting Toby Keith, Red Solo Cup. Dun dun. I
he's gonna-
fill you up.
In the back of his truck, he's gonna have his girl's what's that? Golden Retriever with the handkerchief.
Yeah, and he gonna
In the
have
bed of the
he
truck.
gonna have nuts on the back of his truck. He gonna have
Yeah, them truck nuts.
a rebel flag. He gonna have a Salt Life sticker. He
Trump
gonna have all that
2024
shit.
on there.
And a Punisher skull.
Luke, we miss you, bro. Stop dipping out on us. But staying on Luke, last week, after the day after we recorded our podcast, we threw a little surprise party for our boy Luke. We presented it as Phil's housewarming party.
housewarming.
You said what?
Phil's
Yeah,
Phil's
yeah.
housewarming.
It was Phil's housewarming, but we also had Luke's surprise party, which he did not expect at all. Had his sister in town, had one of our other boys here for it. But y'all think he enjoyed it?
Yeah, I think so. He was super. He the whole time he thought it was Phil's housewarming, and he's setting us up in the chat, and Phil didn't have anything prepared for how a housewarming would be. Like I tried to set up Phil a couple times, like gave him a lob. I was like, "Yo, is it gonna be a potluck? Could we bring food?" He's like, "Nah, we're just gonna do drinks and games." And I'm like, "All right." And then the day of, Phil's like, "We bringing food?" And I'm like, "Bro, I see like 2 days ago, or 3 days ago, however, maybe it was probably a week ago, what we were doing." So then Luke scrambling, he's like, "All right, I'm gonna bring games and stuff." I can't believe he's giving Phil so much crap in the chat. Like, Phil, how you gonna have a housewarming and not even be prepared and stuff? You know, where's host or planner or whatever?
Yeah.
And the whole time, it was his surprise birthday party, and he's over there trying to order pizzas and bringing stuff. And so he got here, and he didn't even realize. Like, we had a happy birthday banner up and sign and all
Yes.
that. He didn't see it. I was like, "Bro, look." Like, surprise. Then his sister walks out from around the corner. He's like, "Oh, wow, what the hell?"
Bro, but it was just hilarious that he was like, "This is gonna be the worst housewarming party ever." And I'm like, "Nigga, if you think that, this is gonna be the worst surprise party ever."
Yeah.
The best part was he brought me candles to his
Yes.
birthday party. It was
Wait,
great.
did you keep the candles?
He gave you a
Yeah, he
housewarming
gave me a
gift.
housewarming gift because he
Oh.
asked in the chat. He's like, "Oh, should we bring gifts since it's your housewarming party?" I'm like, "Nah, bro. I just want the homies there with some drinks," which is why I didn't offer anybody to bring food because I was just like, if it's gonna be a party, we don't really need food. But in hindsight, I probably should have told us we needed food. And then, but it was good. I think he was surprised. Also,
That's
shout out.
cool.
You mentioned Mike. Shout out MSB. Make sure y'all download his
Yup.
new album.
Bro, that's in the music section.
Yes. We'll save that for later, but also Luke does the editing now, like the special editing. Luke put it right here. But we could go unless y'all have any other thoughts on Luke. Want to shit on him some more?
Oh no, his girl didn't invite us to his
Oh yeah.
to his surprise birthday party.
Yeah.
Like on his actual birthday. So and the crazy part about that, it was I hit her up like a week before his actual birthday, telling her, "Hey, we're gonna do this." She helped out a lot. She was in the planning process for all of it, and got Luke there. Ordered the donuts that we use as his cake. So shout out to her. She helped out a lot. I probably couldn't have done it as well without her. But yeah, so he was up by his house and not down here in Broward where we are, and he wasn't sure if he was gonna come on the same day of his birthday. He was just gonna chill up there with his parents and stuff. But so he ended up coming down, and I guess last minute, like 2 hours before, I guess she put together the surprise birthday dinner, and Luke texts us from his birthday dinner, "Hey, I just arrived at the surprise birthday dinner. Phil and AJ, come sliding." I was like, "Bro, how you inviting us to your own surprise birthday dinner?" And I mean, me and Phil, we ended up sliding out, but yeah, she couldn't even let us know, like,
Creep.
and it would have been even. I mean, he was still super surprised, but it would have been even better. He would have been like, "Oh, okay, this is my surprise birthday thing," or whatever. He had no clue, but it ended up working out for the best. It was a good time.
Definitely shout out to his shorty for helping us with the surprise party, but you're not off the hook because you forgot to invite us to the actual
They a
surprise
match
dinner.
made in heaven, both young Creepingtons together.
Creepy.
But before we move on, I kind of told y'all this story, but I want to tell the podcast this. I'm definitely thankful this week that I still have a job. But so, give you a little bit of backstory. So, one, my boss, like, I love him, but he sometimes, like, can get in my personal space a little bit. Like, if he's trying to help me with something, like, he'll be kind of like looking at my phone as I'm doing it. But I don't want to, like, because that seems kind of creep.
Yeah.
So I forgot what exactly we were doing, but he was trying to walk me through how to do something on my phone. Oh, I was trying to access a Google Drive because we were in contact with some other company, and they sent us a Google Drive link. And so for whatever reason, because we've been getting a lot of spam at the university, like cyber attacks and all that, they've been blocking a lot of external links and whatnot, and you can't access certain things. So when I try to access this Google Drive, it kept not working. So I tried turning my Wi-Fi off, this and that. And he was trying to like help me figure out how we could possibly address this situation. So obviously I tried the Google Drive app, doesn't work. Try Google Chrome on my phone, doesn't work. And he was like, "Oh, try Safari." And in my head, I was a little bit hesitant, but I was like, "Nah, there's nothing on there. That's gonna be bad at all."
Oh dear.
Literally, as I open up Safari, I see the Pornhub banner at the top of my phone. I'm like, "Oh shit!" So in my head, I'm like, "Well, I can't." Like in
Hella cheeks.
my head is moving at like my brain's moving at warp speed. Like I'm figuring out how to handle this situation, like boom, boom, boom. So I'm like, fuck, I can't close it out because that's gonna look suspect. What could I do? So I instantly open, or I click at the top of the page where you could put in the link. But then if you're on Safari, if you check your iPhones, it shows you like 3-4 different buttons, frequently visited sites.
Oh dear.
So when I click the top of the page to put in a new link to type in Google Drive or whatever, or copy the link, paste the link, whatever it was, you see the black and yellow PH, and I'm like, fuck. But I'm doing all of this again so fast. Like I'm moving like Flash or Superman.
You're like Zach Galifianakis.
Exactly.
Numbers.
I'm moving so fast. So in my head, like I tried not to act weird. I think I might have started shaking a little bit. Like I think my hands started shaking a little bit, but I tried not to act weird.
Nigga was nervous.
Yeah.
You were dripping sweat like the Jordan Peele.
Yeah, exactly. I look exactly like Jordan Peele. But again, I clicked the top super fast, so I don't know if his brain processed, because luckily the video that would have been there was blacked out for some reason. And I'm not talking about blacked as some of y'all know. but it was
No
not.
pun
It was
intended.
not there to see.
We know what
So-
you watch
there
now.
wasn't any cheeks. Sir?
Yeah, so
No cheeks.
maybe his brain didn't process what I had done, but when I clicked at the top, maybe he like if he and I told y'all if he a freak ass nigga like us, he would have known what time it
Like
was.
you.
Phil, you definitely got Pornhub in there, and Brandon, you
Nah,
definitely got.
Not at all.
I just don't
No.
be having Pornhub browsers that
And
doesn't get closed.
I didn't even tell y'all this because you were like, "Why you got Pornhub open at work?" And I was like, "This wasn't from like right now or today.
Sure.
This was from like days before." And then after, I didn't even tell y'all this. I had remembered, bro. I wasn't even looking at porn. I looked up Nastia Naz, the chick that I'm in love with,
Dear.
the twerking girl, and it brought me to Pornhub. So I could have potentially lost my job over
Being
not
thirsty.
even looking at porn, just looking at
That's just
some.
you just have as your saved homepage. You got Pornhub as your saved homepage.
Possibly.
But if it was on your phone,
Yes.
you can't lose it because it's on your phone. They're making you use your private device.
That's
But it's
true.
not even that. The
So-
fact that you just didn't have it closed out. So at least if I'm gonna be a freak, man, I'll make sure I keep it secluded.
But I
and
remember
discreet.
I remember what I did because as soon as I saw Nastia Naz on Pornhub, I was like, oh, let me go to Reddit because I know Reddit niggas is different. So whatever I'm looking for is gonna be on Reddit. So that like I was just too horny in the moment. It wasn't even like, oh, I was too lazy to close it out once I'm done. It was just my brain again at that time was moving quick as well. It was like, oh wait, this is what I want. Let me go to Reddit.
Did she have a leak or something you was looking for?
She has nudes on Reddit.
Cause I was gonna say if you just looking for a twerk,
Right, he
a
licked his
twerk
lips.
vid-
She has news already.
did they meet your expectations, fam?
I mean, she does something to me. Like I see naked chicks all the time,
All the time.
but Nastia Naz, if y'all don't know who she is, look her up on Instagram.
The twerk
By
chick.
far the best twerker in the game. Like she don't have a big ass. Like
At
her
all.
shit don't jiggle better than anybody else. She just knows how to move her shit.
I mean, I think there's others out there, but
Zach has a history with well-known twerkers.
that's true.
Yeah.
Oh yes, he does.
that's facts.
But she'll repost, like she'll make a video and then it'll become some kind of like the viral trend or whatever.
Was she like touring the country, like doing dance,
Yeah,
whatever
yeah,
classes
She
and
was
stuff?
twerk classes.
She was living in Miami for a little bit. I wanted to meet her so bad. But-
Was gonna be so
Zach,
thirsty.
Zach here trying to show up to.
He gonna show, I'm a big fan. I watch all your videos.
Zach gonna learn how to
Oh,
twerk just
speaking
for
of
her.
that, we low
That's
key could have had
crazy.
Ocho Cinco on this
Yeah,
on his
that's true.
podcast,
Oh.
but Lukie
Once again, being
Lukie
free.
pied out and didn't want to approach him or say nothing. It was
If-
a little scary. So,
If y'all don't know, Lukie's the most bitch made of the group.
oh dear.
That's facts.
I mean, if you want to put
Softest.
it that way.
Okay, I'll put it nicely. Lukie's the softest of the group. Or scariest.
He's scariest for
Okay.
sure. Definitely scariest in the house.
Bro, and we just talked about the top two people that I want to meet outside of Kobe. But Nastia, for obvious reasons, I want to meet her. And Tatiana, she knows this, so I'm not incriminating myself. But Ocho, like, that nigga is my idol, bro. Like, I fucking love Ocho Cinco.
And just think,
Luke could
Luke
have
was
made it happen.
Luke
on the
fumbled the
plane.
ball.
Luke was
Fumbled
on
the
the
ball.
plane with the man. All he had to do was just say, "I'm a big fan. You should come on the pod sometimes." Since you went South Florida, but no, folks want to be scary.
Yup,
He had
And Ocho is like one of the most personable people, like the easiest to talk to for just random.
exactly.
Like he talks to random strangers all the time and challenges people to FIFA
yeah.
tournaments or whatever.
Nigga could have gave Luke a $900 tip just because.
It was-
He might have.
He
Honestly, he probably would have just popped up for the culture.
Yeah,
I
why
say
not?
we should still
Yeah.
invite him. Chop this up, Luke, and we finna tag Ocho.
Ocho, we need you, man.
Come on the podcast, Ocho. I'm sorry our dog was scary, but he was on the flight with you to Nashville, G.
He just scary, my guy.
Hopefully you ate all the McDonald's that your heart desires. But we can move on to random topics that we wanted to discuss this episode. So starting off, COVID, we talked a little bit about it last episode, but as y'all know, there's a bunch of vaccines that have been working, that companies have been working on at the time. The company, what are the companies y'all know?
It's like Pfizer,
Yeah,
Moderna.
Pfizer. Yeah,
Yeah.
Moderna.
I think there's one more, but I can't.
Yeah,
Remember?
but there will be a bunch of other companies as well working on them. But the biggest thing that y'all wanted to know is, will we be taking this vaccine once it comes out?
It's a no for me, dog.
Absolutely not.
What about you, Bern?
I'm thinking. I say no.
So okay,
Stay
all
in the-
three
in the moment right
all
now.
three of y'all said no. Why?
I don't take vaccines unless I have to. So I only vaccine, like I don't take flu shots.
But some jobs will make you take a vaccine.
Yeah, the last
Yeah.
time I had to take a vaccine for a job was maybe they just used my vaccine records from like work from school.
But yeah, for me, they're just skipping a lot of steps and testing it. They're trying to get it done
Yeah.
quick. Anything done in a hurry, especially when it has to do with health, probably isn't the best.
Yeah.
They skipped like animal trials and they skipped like the first round of human trials, and the government, whoever's signing off on them, but yeah, it's okay. We need this out now. I feel like it's more so because they're trying to get it out to market, make money off of it, and give people a false sense of security or like whatever.
Yeah.
But so just to get the economy
back
going.
yeah. And I also feel like for me personally, I don't care if I catch COVID. I know that's irresponsible to say, but I'm young, I'm healthy, and so for me, I feel like I probably had it at some point anyways. So it wouldn't make sense for me to take a vaccine if I feel like I done probably had it.
So you said you've taken it before because of jobs. If your job says you have to take this for both of y'all, are y'all doing it? Or what's going to be your excuse to get out of it?
I probably wouldn't. I mean, I'd have to obviously assess that when I get there,
Yeah.
and maybe it's like 2 or 3 years down the line when
Yeah.
they've done more research and it's been
Yeah.
tested a bunch more or whatever, or refined. But still probably not.
It's against my religious beliefs, so I'm not gonna do it.
This nigga. I mean, for me,
If it's not, are vaccines vegan? They might not be.
That too.
Well, they weren't tested on animals, so no animal
I'm
cruelty.
saying,
in
y'all could take that joint if you want to and get it.
Yeah,
Take
I
it
mean,
in.
I'm
Bro.
probably saying yes, but I'm not like first in line to take that shit. Like and I'm not gonna be willing. Like if my job's like, hey, you have to take this, okay, whatever. Like I'll take it.
I mean, but theoretically, you first in line
Yeah,
because they're gonna give everybody the same one.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
not like they're gonna switch it up 2 weeks after.
but I'm
you.
saying I'm not like, oh my god, I need to take this vaccine. That's what I'm saying.
No,
Yeah.
I feel like it's for people that I feel like the people that are terrified of COVID should take it.
Yeah,
And I'm not an anti-vaxxer, but me personally, I don't necessarily care to put something foreign in me.
yeah.
I'm more of the like I have a good immune
Except for
system.
those pills you were popping,
it.
the ones you say you were popping like
Pop-
Tic Tacs.
popping them like Skittles.
Oh yeah,
Or
the
Skittles,
Adderalls.
whatever you
Yeah,
said.
that was different. My leg was broke. I
Hey,
needed them
That
pills.
was
Those were Adderall?
No, it was what was those?
Wasn't it?
Oh my gosh!
Wait, no, it was naproxens and Oxy.
Yeah, Oxy.
I needed those pills, bro. You don't understand. But anywho,
But I think both my jobs that I have are gonna force me to do it. So I really don't have.
You think Reffing's gonna force you to do it?
Yeah, I think so.
I want to know if that's unconstitutional. Can they force you?
Yeah, I feel like
think
it
for
has
the
to
upper
be.
level. Yes.
So my take on it is, I don't want this to end up like I Am Legend.
Yeah, and that's
Like, I'm
what
not.
most people
I'm not
feel.
trying to turn into a zombie.
Fair
Like-
enough. But at the same time, I live life like you only live once, and
YOLO, give me
Might
a
as well
vax.
vax. Yeah.
yeah, I mean,
Shoot me, fam.
and this kind of goes, and not to jump on the whole vegan thing, because I understand why some people do it, and I'm one that doesn't eat red meat, and I just feel like to be vegan is so tough.
It's
Like,
not.
Bro, it is. We've had this
bro,
argument.
it is not tough.
No.
It takes time to transition because you have to unlearn how you've been raised your whole life. But once you get into the habit and you know how to eat, especially being down here, it's super easy because if I have a craving for something, I can find something that tastes similar.
When you're on your own and like going out, whatever.
I be cooking.
Yes, okay, but I'm saying when you're by yourself, cool, it's fine. But when you go out to eat with a group of people, or if there's a work event, a barbecue, something going on, that's like a party or whatever, it's not easy.
It's
and
not.
this is someone that doesn't eat red meat.
No, it's not easy for y'all. So for me, because like when we go out to eat, I tell them boys all the time, y'all ain't got to pick a space that's vegan for me. I really don't care if
Yeah,
they
you
ain't got.
just starve yourself.
If they don't got nothing
Yeah,
for
you
me,
just
to,
sit-
no,
it's
I'm
not
like
tough.
if they don't
That's
got
not tough at all. You're just gonna sit there and not eat.
no, because if they don't have anything for me to eat, it's not a big deal. Because I've
filter
also went 5
That's
days
SpongeBob.
without eating, so I water fast for 5 days. So the idea of like missing a meal is not that important to me.
Mm-hmm.
So y'all get uncomfortable when we go out because like, damn, it ain't nothing for Phil to eat here. We got to find somewhere else. And I'm like, bro, chill out, eat. If they ain't got fries, I'm not gonna get a salad because I don't like buying salads when I'm out because I can make that at home. I'll sit, watch y'all eat, and we can still have a good time. I'll grab a drink or something.
Yeah.
But it's not that big of a deal to me. So I
It's-
always tell
yeah,
people.
So I
like,
mean, to you, but it's still like in general, it's an it's tougher than if you didn't.
Yes, exactly. That's the point.
Like
I'm making.
because it doesn't matter to you doesn't mean that it's easier or like it's not tough or it's not harder to find things.
Maybe to him because you guys are on the outside looking in, but I feel like it's relatively easy. Like,
It's
No.
not tough. It's really
I've
not
gone, like I
tough.
said, with
I've
him.
gone
That's
vegan
real.
for 2 weeks, and
I did it
it's
for like a month.
It's not easy,
Fam, once you like,
especially as someone that has a sweet tooth. Like eggs are in everything. Dairy is in a lot of things.
you can find a lot of stuff.
Well,
with
you
that's
just
vegan.
different than us.
Yeah, and you have to take into account, like I did a slow transition. I also learned how to cook. Like I do a lot. Like I've self-educated myself enough to where I'm Gucci.
Well,
So for
okay.
me, it personally isn't easy. Like I said, it's harder for y'all because I'm vegan and y'all feel bad and y'all feelings are in
You
it.
just
but
said it
okay,
isn't.
but
You
bro,
mean that it is easy personally?
it's easy.
Okay.
Personally, it's easy. Yeah.
Before you said it isn't.
But I'm being
I'm saying it
objective.
isn't
AJ eats everything, okay?
Yeah.
I'm someone, again, I've said this like 5 times now. I don't eat red meat. I haven't eaten red meat since I was in 5th grade. And I can admit that, and this is way easier than being vegan, but I could admit that it's not the easiest thing in the world. So and even if I were to take the next step to being pescatarian, that's harder. Being vegetarian, that's harder. Being vegan, you can't sit here and say,
Wait, so, like it's not an argument. It's a fact. That
No, it's-
if look. If
Okay,
you
go ahead.
listen. If you have less options, right, rather than more options,
exactly.
it's going to be harder to find less options.
It's not if you have less. Listen, if you have less options,
Bro,
but you know how to operate.
It's all about how you look at it. It's about
No,
the
it's
perspective of
about
it all.
your perspective
because
and you.
you can go out and you don't have to eat.
Yeah,
Like,
that's fine.
personally,
That's
you don't
right.
have to
That's
eat.
fine. Yeah.
So like, but I feel like being a vegan is easier in a sense of like you can grow your own food. It's cheaper. You know what I'm saying? If you grow your own stuff and all that.
disagree.
It's
My
very
family
expensive.
grows a lot of,
Yeah, I got
of
collard
food
greens
and
from your
stuff
house.
like that. So it's I can go outside and pick off anything off the tree
Yeah.
and eat it, and be full. There's like collard greens and all that stuff growing.
Mm-hmm.
I do admit like going out and stuff like that. There's a lot of less options, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's tougher. You know what I'm saying? I think because I have so many options that I'm indecisive. That shit's tough as fuck. Like what I want to eat. But
I'm
like if I
not
only-
saying I'm not saying
Yeah,
it's
we're
the
not-
hardest thing in life.
Yeah, that's not.
No,
what we're
I'm
saying at all.
asking y'all also. What do y'all constitute as hard? Because
What?
our
I just
like,
Okay,
listen,
go
my definition of being like y'all, my definition of tough is not that tough. So you were like, oh, well, having less options is always tougher. Well, to me, it's not having less options. It's more or less I'm moving in a bubble. Like I know that it's not a lot of options, so I already know
Yeah.
that. So it's not
Yeah,
hard.
so
for me.
he's,
It's not
Because-
he's acclimated to it.
Yeah,
so it's not
because
that
you're
tough.
acclimated.
It's not that tough anymore.
No, okay, it's not the tough.
It's a
That's-
perspective thing.
So you-
right.
but you
it's
said
you're right. It is a perspective thing. But if you look at if you just take all bias out, all bias aside, whether you're used to it, like you said, like, oh, I've done things that are harder, so this is easy to me. Like that's your bias saying, okay, this is easy because I've done this before. But if you take all bias aside and you just look at both of them, hey, what's harder to find what you're looking for? When there are more options or when there are less options? If there's less options, it's going to not in the sense Brandon was saying, like, oh, it's hard for me when I have a bunch of options, but you still have those options. Like
Phil
It's-
has been vegan twice in his life. Why did you break veganism the first time?
No, I was vegetarian
Okay,
the first time.
why'd you break vegetarianism?
because I didn't know how to cook and like I was unhealthy. So like the way I was being a vegetarian, I wasn't as educated as I needed to be, and so that was it. And so I only did it to do it. So like I told myself I wanted to be vegetarian for a year. That same year I quit drinking. So you know I'm like extreme when I go on these like things. So I just
And
took-
not everyone is like you, bro.
Yeah,
You
so-
are extreme.
which is cool. But for AJ saying like you have more options or less options, but then a lot of times it's like there's more options for y'all because on the menu I don't see more options. I see 2 or 3 things that I can eat if plausible. And so it's like of these 3 things, there's not a lot of options for me, which is cool. I'll just
Mhm.
pick something I can eat. So it's like, yeah, you can have 100 options, but if I can't eat 97 of them, that's not option. That's no option for me. So it's not a tougher decision. It's not hard.
Bro,
what? Oh, you're talking
making-
about the decision of eating when you're going out. We're just saying whether it is tough. If it's
So-
tougher to be vegan or not be vegan? And it's tougher to be vegan because there are less options. There's not any fast food vegan restaurants where there's fast food, whatever. Where do you
I'll-
go? So it's harder. It's just in general
If
harder to
you-
find.
If you ask meat eaters, it's tougher to be vegan. If you ask vegans, they're going to say it's not tough. And that's the easiest way to explain it. Because for me, it's
Well,
not
yeah, for me
difficult.
exactly. But if you okay, I guess.
So
not
But if you
difficult.
just remove bias, it's still in general.
if
is-
you broke veganism would life be easier or harder or the same?
If I ate whatever, it'd be easier because we live
That's
in a.
my point.
Thank
I'm
you.
saying we live in a society
That's all we've been
options
talking
that
about.
gives you.
Right. That's all we've been saying.
That's
the
the
entire
question
time.
we should have asked in the very beginning. So moving on.
But again, it's not hard though. So I don't think that's fair.
Like,
Bro, you
what?
literally just.
I don't think that's
Bro,
fair.
he just does.
because
He
it's
just doesn't
easy.
want to agree.
No, it's easy. I think it's easy, but that's just me.
Yeah, it is.
But it's
It
tough.
probably
It's
is
tough.
easier for you because
you have more. You have more dietary options within America or any place else that's not a predominantly vegan community. Yes, it is definitely easier to eat stuff when you're not a vegan
Okay.
in the
Right.
Western world.
So we're all on the same page.
No.
Thank you.
No. and
So-
then Brandon, you said like, oh, it's easy for it's easy because I could just go to my house and pick something off and eat it that way. If you're eating meat, it was still like that, right?
What do you mean?
You're saying that before you were saying that it's easier for you to be vegan or it's just not hard because you have those options. But like one, not everyone has that, and two, it was still easier for you to eat those things even when you were eating meat or even though you do eat meat. You get what I'm saying?
Not necessarily. I mean, I'm indifferent. Like I like eating meat,
Yeah.
but I also
Pause.
enjoy a lot of eating produce
Right.
and stuff. Like even though I have to go to the store and get it, I feel like it's not. Once you know how to cook stuff, it's not as hard
Yeah.
as you think.
Yeah.
You just
No,
gotta, you just gotta like literally relearn your whole like habits and all that because like you're so used to throwing just throw some meat, some rice, and like something green on there. But like when you're dealing with just like plant based and eating like that, I understand it's a lot tougher in a sense in the beginning. But once you get acclimated to it, it's not that tough. Like
So
because
once
if you grew up your whole entire life plant based, you would think eating meat was tough. You know what I'm saying? Like going out of your way to eat meat is tough. And like if it was different, like if everything was shifted the other way.
Oh, if everything was shifted the other way, then yeah.
Yeah.
But growing up, like, and not if you grew up being vegan, as some people have, like, it still is going to be easier to find more options for them than if it wasn't. It's easier because I've always done this and I know how to cook this and I know what to look for and I know how to make the right decisions instead of just eating junk like you were saying before.
But right now, I think yes, in years past it has been tough, but like any place you go right now, I have a vegan
It's getting
option.
easier. On top of, I think
it's getting easy. If something is getting easier, that means that
it's not easy.
It's not easy.
Listen,
it's tough in general.
So this is, I think the question was posed wrong. Is it easy being vegan? Yes. Is there more options being a non-vegan? Yes.
I think no, because it was a dual thing because you talked about it not being without bias. It's tougher, but with bias, it's not because it depends on the person.
Yeah. So I think it's easy to be
and
vegan.
we can't say, there's two different arguments being waged.
Yeah.
So you guys correct with the bias, no bias, but we're correct with the bias because it's easier.
if it's easier, then it's easier to you. But in general, without bias, then it's not.
So I agree. It's two different arguments.
Right. Because I've done veganism before. I've eaten more plant based and so on. I still try to do so now. And I don't think it's hard. Like, if you look for a substitute for anything, you can find it and you can still get the flavor or whatever you're looking for.
Just go to Burger King. Get the Impossible Whopper.
Get the Impossible Whopper.
The Whopper
Shout
that
out
they
Burger
make
King.
on the same grill with every other
Hey,
meat.
shut your mouth.
Plant-based shawty, y'all should join.
Wait, does plant-based, does it mean like you have to like be 100%?
No, plant-based
it's
is
different from vegan.
So it's okay, Zach.
Vegan is like you not with leather. Or
vegan is more environmental.
Okay,
you care about the animals.
So plant-based is good. It can be cooked on the same grill.
I consider myself more plant-based than vegan because you can be an unhealthy vegan. I'm more plant-based because I try to follow a whole food diet.
Yeah.
But I don't eat meat or eggs.
So there's that little percentage
But
of like
plant-based doesn't
meat,
always
oil.
mean that you don't.
Yeah, plant-based you
any-
can still eat animal. You
Right,
keep
you don't
it's
eat
very
animal
minimal
products.
though.
Yeah.
You can still eat animal
Phil
products.
hasn't eaten any animal products. So
I don't eat animal products though. And I try not to.
You eat
You
honey.
should.
I try not to buy like leather and stuff.
You eat honey.
Honeys don't die.
Honeys don't die.
definitely don't die.
Honeys don't die.
Honeys don't die. What the hell? What
Like
are you
when
talking
you
about?
you're not necessarily destroying like bees to get honey. So I'll have some honey.
You're
but-
not
No, but it's
destroying cows
bees.
to get milk.
Yeah.
Heroes live forever,
are
but
you not
honeys
look-
never die.
If you look at factory farming, you actually
Bro, this
are.
man said honeys don't
Okay.
die.
and milk. And
Heroes
milk.
live forever, but
And you
honeys
also
never
have to,
die.
and
Listen
you
to your
also have
heart.
to take into account how they
That's the
produce
name of this
milk.
pod.
Like, bro, milk's so dirty. You got
Okay,
like,
but bro, you taking it somewhere else. If you had a farm and you had a cow, so okay,
if I grew my own meat, I would consider, like, if I grew my own cattle.
Right.
The reason that bad things happen to you is because you're a dumbass.
Or if you hunted or something.
So if I had a farm and I grew like my own livestock,
I grew
all
my
right,
own meat. Pause.
I would consider eating meat.
And you've said this before,
because the way you can kill them is more humane.
Yeah.
So a part of why I don't eat meat, one, it's like environment. Like the more I learn about like the environment and stuff, it's environmental. Like the way they kill them, it's cruel.
Yeah.
So that's like my way of giving back. Is
how
like
would you kill your cows?
I wouldn't do it the way they do it.
How would you do it?
You just whisper sweet nothings.
You'd have to
Chloroform
shoot them as easy as possible, I guess.
What you gonna shoot them with?
You
shoot them as easy as possible.
If you shoot them with a gun, so listen, what happens when you they don't use guns when they shoot them. They use
I don't know how they kill.
So you don't know.
He doesn't know how they kill, but he would do it.
I would try to find the easiest way.
I'm not. So have you? What's that movie called? No Country for Old Men.
Yeah.
So he had a air gun where it has a bolt in it, and he was killing people with it. It's very quick and efficient. Doesn't make a lot of noise. So they use that when they kill the cows and stuff like that, because if they shoot a gun, that's really loud, and it causes stress in the other animals, and which causes like the pus build up in them, and it's the stress, the fear, and all that. So the meat becomes tainted.
Lactic acid
builds up. That's why they use bolt guns to kill them, so that the other cows don't really hear. Oh, what was that?
If that's the easiest non-cruel way, I would try to find that way. But it's also trying to do it as less cruel as possible, but also when you raise your own livestock, you know what you feed them. You know you're not feeding them with antibacterial stuff, and like you're not torturing them, and it's sanitary. So it's a way to do things.
I agree with you.
And because we don't do our food like that anymore, it's proven that it's a lot more harmful for us.
I just want to ask you guys out there: have y'all seen the super cow?
The super cow? No.
When it's like triple the meat. It's like a cow with triple meat.
It's super steroid.
It's like a genetically modified cow. Luke, put that picture right here.
It looks like Ronnie Coleman.
Yeah, it's like literally, bro. It's crazy.
See, I'm straight. I'd rather just eat plants, and even still, even in produce, you have genetically modified produce. So I tend to try to stay away from that too.
I would. I feel like if I had the capability and like whatever, I'd hunt also. Yeah, and get my meat, because if you kill a deer, you can eat that for a whole year.
Yeah, and even if I did, if I ever went back to eating like livestock or animals, I would only probably go pescatarian and try to fish, because you can do that down here. But I doubt that I ever go back, just because that's the shift of the planet is moving towards a more plant-based diet anyway, because we want to move away from factory.
Yeah, but there's still like
fish farms and stuff.
Well, fish farms, but there's still like
But it's easier to go out in Florida. It's easier to
go
out and catch on.
There's still vitamins and like stuff that you need from animal foods.
So
you can get through supplements.
You can supplement. Yeah.
So speaking of like the fish farms and stuff like that, I know you guys are probably, I don't know if you've seen it, but like a lot of the animals, aquatic life has been getting plastic in its system. So would you rather eat fish farm stuff that is not getting that necessarily that plastic in it, or would you rather still eat the marine life that is just out in the wild, devouring bottles?
It depends.
And particles.
I think farming and fish farming in general isn't bad if it's done properly, in a sustainable way. Like sustainability is the biggest thing. Like right now, the way that most livestock and so on is farmed or produced or whatever isn't sustainable, and that's what's causing all the issues. So like if I know there's sustainable fish farms and other things like that. If it's that way, then yes, because like you said, there's plastic and there's other things in the ocean. If you have a better controlled environment, it might be better. Who knows?
My only question is tilapia a real fish?
I still don't know.
I don't know.
I don't eat it though. I won't eat it.
I don't know. And I used to eat up some tilapia too.
Yes.
Conspiracy theorists out there.
In college, that was like all I was ever, the fish I was eating all the time.
Because it's cheap. Yeah, yes. Tilapia get you through a.
So for those that don't know, because some of y'all out there probably think tilapia, I eat tilapia. Of course it's real. It's not a cartoon.
Isn't that a cartoon?
But people have said, and it makes sense, like, when have you ever seen tilapia in the wild? Like, they say tilapia is a genetically created in the lab type fish or whatever it may be. Excuse me, but do y'all know, is tilapia a freshwater fish? Is it a ocean fish? Like nobody knows, and I think AJ looking it up, but
Yeah, I'm looking
nobody
it up right now.
knows if tilapia is actually a real fish. It tastes like fish.
Y'all let us know. It used to be good.
It did, but for me, salmon all day. I'll eat salmon every single day of the week. Salmon burgers, regular salmon,
But salmon's supposed to be high in
mercury.
mercury. Yeah.
And that is literally the only reason I don't want to become pescatarian, because I love seafood. I'm not like big on like I like shellfish, but like how people do the what is it, like crawfish and shrimp boil things,
Yeah.
where it's
The
like
bottom feeders.
no, but like the restaurants that are popping up everywhere where it comes in the
The
plastic
boils.
bag. Yeah,
The
that shit
seafood boil.
that shit trash.
Nah,
to me,
you
bro.
sleep.
Like it's
When I ate meat, I loved crawfish. Like I've had the best crawfish in Louisiana. I mean, I was a shrimp guy, lobster. I eat all that. I
Hey,
used to.
speaking of crawfish,
But,
y'all seen that video when he's like, "They don't kill my nigga, bruh," and there's like the crawfish
yeah,
looking at the
yeah,
crawfish
yeah.
in the bowl. Like,
yeah, that shit hilarious,
like,
bro.
what?
But
video.
while we on the topic of food, did you find out about the tilapia?
Yeah, I'm getting mixed reviews. That's why I'm not saying anything. Like some say
It's
like,
not
oh, it's
real.
artificial. Then there's like, oh, you can find it. It's a fresh.
If it's mixed, it's
freshwater
probably
species,
artificial.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say I used to fish a lot. I ain't never caught a tilapia.
Yeah, but we can move on. So staying on the topic of food, in Dallas, y'all have probably seen the videos on Twitter or Instagram. There was a video of some girls. I didn't see them twerking on the tables, but you see kind of the post
Aftermath.
events. Yeah, what happens after. And it's a dude yelling at all the patrons in the restaurant, saying,
He's the owner of the
Yeah, he's the
restaurant.
owner
He's
of
not
the
just some
restaurant.
dude, Zach. Put some respect
Yeah,
on his
sorry.
name.
Put some more stuff.
Sorry, a black king yelling at all the.
Black
Thoughts.
queens.
Ratchet.
Whoa, that's how you feel about black women, bro?
Whoa!
No, he wasn't yelling at the whole restaurant. He was just yelling
here.
at
At
Come here,
the
the.
black
misogynist.
women.
He wasn't yelling at the queens in the establishment.
The
He was yelling at the
misogynist.
ratchetness in
The
the
misogynist.
establishment.
That's a fine line you walking there, bro.
All right, but
It'd
yeah,
be like
so
fine
he was yelling at the women in the restaurant because apparently they were twerking because they did have a DJ in the restaurant. There's music playing loud, but he's saying, "Hey, I don't remember exactly what he says, but essentially like." Don't twerk in my restaurant. We expect y'all to carry yourself a certain way. Like we tell all the men, like y'all, they need to respect themselves. How can we tell the men to respect themselves if y'all not respecting yourselves while twerking on the table and whatnot? He finishes off by saying, like, take that to the other restaurants. If you don't like it, get the fuck out of my restaurant. But I thought he was a little bit harsh with it. You can't be having a DJ. He even in the video says, DJ, stop playing the music.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
he's
DJ?
playing twerking music. Like, what do you
Exactly.
expect?
Oh, see, I didn't see that. I
He's
didn't
playing
realize
twerking
that
music. You can't. You
Yes.
So from my Twitter research, I did some digging on this.
Twitter research.
Apparently, he went to the patrons at the table, asked them to like
Multiple times.
multiple times, like tone it down. They doubled down, got on top of the glass, started shaking. From what I saw.
Okay,
Okay.
that I didn't know.
So, from his perspective, I get you just kicking him out. I think he's wrong for addressing a restaurant like that because at the end of the day, this is your brand.
Yeah.
And so it only takes a small clip to kill your business. So you have to keep it professional. And if you're trying to be an upscale restaurant, the way you presenting yourself isn't upscale at all.
Correct.
So by you saying like, oh, shut the blah, 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 I'm like, okay, if you're trying to be an upscale restaurant, you would have had security escort them out because that's what upscale restaurants do.
Yeah.
As well as you're going to have, if you want to have a black upscale environment, you can have music to match that. So there's luxury hip hop, there's luxury R&B. But if you playing like Cardi B or twerk music or
This could be incorrect, but I think Meg Thee Stallion was playing. That's what I saw.
that's not luxury, that's not high sedity luxury black music.
Sid
Yeah.
Diddy.
yeah,
You know
so
what I'm saying?
at fault would be him
But
and the
he's-
DJ. First off,
Yeah.
Yeah.
he should have immediately when they started twerking to the whatever, when he went and asked him to stop, he should have went up to the DJ and said, "Hey, yo, play something else that's
Play
not
something else,
twerking."
yeah.
So I mean, I don't know about all that. I'm just going off what you're saying right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, any publicity is good publicity. You know, and maybe
Sometimes the sales went
maybe-
up.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you said that
so-
their sales went up.
Yeah,
right?
they said his sales side went up like 2%. Because I mean, you'll get people on both sides, right?
Yeah.
So you'll get people that be like, "F this establishment, I'm not effing with them niggas," blah blah blah. But then you're gonna get people that be like, "Nah, this is a black establishment. We finna go support."
Right.
So
Yeah, he's setting the standard. You know what I'm saying? And
Well, I mean-
I don't necessarily agree nor disagree.
Yeah.
I'm not in a situation I can't really say, but I know that if I'm at a restaurant and girls are up on the table and shaking their butt and I'm looking at it, I'm gonna look,
Bro,
you
it's-
know. But like, it's like if it's an upscale restaurant, I'm like,
Right.
yo, what? Like, you know,
There's
I don't
booty
think that's
particles
supposed to
flying
happen.
around in the air. You trying to
Yeah.
eat?
It's COVID
Yeah.
and
like I
booty
said,
particles out here.
I'm gonna be looking at the DJ too. I'm be
Yeah.
like, yo,
Yeah,
DJ,
yeah.
yo, turn that off. Like, come on, man.
Right.
I mean, what kind of mood are you setting?
So
is
yeah,
the
I feel,
question.
yeah. The
Yeah.
well, one Meg Thee Stallion's from Texas, so like I feel like maybe okay,
Yeah.
they're trying to show her some love. But second, like if I don't know all the steps. Maybe he did have the DJ. Do you know if he had the DJ change music or what?
I'm not sure, but they was on his ass though, because they was like, "How you upscale, but you serving like
In the
Hennessy
video,
slushies?"
he tells them to turn it off.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
In
It
the
was
video,
like
he
serving
Well, yeah.
Hennessy slushies, and
Right.
which is
Did he say upscale or what did he say?
No, it's definitely
He
upscale.
said
So
something.
there's
Okay.
two things I want to address. One, on a podcast I heard the menu. The menu sounds fire. So from what I heard, it's like upscale soul food. But then two, they had I heard it in the same podcast. I didn't see this, but apparently they had like a bunch of rules, like the type of shit you would see like at an upscale club.
Yeah.
so
where
like
it's
they had a attire.
Dress code.
Yeah.
You can't come in here with hats, baggy clothes,
Yeah.
like
Right.
you know, if you're from Chicago, shit that they used to keep black people out. from the
Yep,
hood.
exactly.
Which is, I get it. If
That's
you,
a lot of places. Ain't it? Just
That's a lot of
Chicago.
places. If
but you
you
wouldn't expect that from
Yeah.
a black-owned place, though.
Right. Okay.
Nah,
yeah,
but if you're trying to present yourself as upscale, you have to have a decorum too. So
Yeah.
like,
Yeah,
Still,
he's
though.
trying to meet
this
like
is Sunday's best.
he's
Like
trying
if
to
you
be
trying
in
to,
between to
yeah.
get the blacks, and
And-
he's trying to get some whites.
Yeah,
Even if
up
but
to-
shit
yeah.
in Houston,
or
you,
upper upscale like
was it Houston or was it Dallas?
I think Dallas.
Dallas, I'm
I heard
fault.
Dallas. But the other thing I was saying too is that, like you said, he went up to them a few times, and obviously, that didn't get through to them.
Yeah.
You know, like he went up from what you're saying. I didn't do any Twitter research, but if he went up to them a few times and it didn't work, and then that's what they ended up getting. I mean, I feel like that, not that he's justified, but hey, if he's trying to hold a certain standard and it's not like he's going to them 2 and 3 times, it's not working. Yeah, he could have like had them kicked out, but if he's just opening recently or whatever the case is, and he's trying to set a standard and that's what's going to get through to people, then that's what got through.
I mean, I agree with you, and I put myself in his shoes. It's
Yeah.
like when you say something, like it's one like people who just don't like to repeat themselves, and so usually for our culture, when we get to a certain level, we gonna let you know how we feel.
Yeah.
And I
Right.
think that happened to him. I guess the only thing I would critique is you can go at them like that. I would
Yeah,
just say
without
just tone it down with you ain't got to
cursing
curse
and
at
all
the
that, yeah.
patrons. Just be like, nah, we
Especially
black
the
owned.
black-
I'm trying
the
to build
black
something for
queens.
us.
Don't yell
Yeah,
at the
like
black
I'm
queens.
trying to do this for us. Like I'm trying to put us on.
Yeah.
If y'all with the ratchet stuff, hit the door. You ain't gotta curse your patrons out.
Right,
But
exactly.
when you
Yeah,
curse your
I agree
patrons
with that
out,
part.
you
Yeah, I'm not
drop the
saying-
value of your restaurant.
Right. I'm not saying
he
that
should
I
have just
would.
had like security or somebody
Yeah.
like escort them out or somebody else.
and then
because
and then get on the mic or whatever.
You
and
still
say
get on the
something.
mic and say that. You
Yeah,
still
for
say
sure.
you. I mean,
Yeah,
'cause
yeah,
Still get it off.
Yeah.
But like I'm not saying I would have handled it exactly how he did, but obviously you guys know I wouldn't. But,
you don't curse,
'cause you
bro.
don't curse, yeah.
but,
So
but it's just
you've
like
been polite as hell.
yeah, it's he's enough was enough to him or whatever. So I mean, not that I don't know how to react in that situation, but like you got it once you're in those shoes or whatever, then
I'd go to support him if I was in Dallas and they had options for me. I would go support him even
Yeah.
after that incident, just because he's black.
you know anyone in Dallas? Just Uber
I got
Eats them
people's
some
in
food.
Dallas. Yeah, we definitely got people. I got people's there. So if y'all want to take a trip, we Gucci.
Yeah, that menu look fire, like I said.
I'm about.
We good in Dallas.
I would want to try that food just because. I heard the
Hennessy
portions look
slushy?
small though. That's the only thing.
But they got a Hennessy.
What do you
slushy.
expect from an upper echelon restaurant?
That's true.
Yeah. They don't give you good portion sizes, but
Yeah.
Damn.
I feel like most soul food places overfeed you anyway. So
Yeah.
buy black.
Yeah.
all the
but
time.
Phil called our black queens thoughts. That's not what they are. But moving on to an actual thought.
There's some ratchets and thoughts out there. We gotta call a spade a spade. There are queens out there,
Yeah.
and it's
Call a
thoughts,
spade a
ratchets,
spade.
and
I ain't heard that.
yeah,
in
we
a
gonna call a
minute.
spade a spade. Like there's queens out there. All y'all women not queens. Just like all y'all dudes not kings. If you're not holding yourself to a certain standard, you just another nigga or you just some thought chick, shorty, whatever it
Yeah.
is. You know what I'm saying?
So we're
I'm
going to talk
sorry.
about an actual thought right now.
can't be both.
Scottie Pippen's wife. What's her first name? Y'all know?
Larsa or some shit
Yeah,
like that.
Larsa,
Larsa,
Larissa,
yeah.
whatever the fuck.
She's not even cute.
She is.
She's
I mean,
not.
she looked like Kim Kardashian 1.0, whatever the
Negative
whatever
5 point
the
nothing.
beta
Hey,
version. She looked
All
like
I
the
know
beta
is I
version.
saw
of
her in person like how many years ago that was? Like
Not that
almost
long
like
ago.
8 years
Oh,
ago.
8 years?
8 or like 9 years ago.
Did you not
She
see her
was- she
at
was
one of the
bad.
games? Just a couple years ago?
No, but nah. The last time I like saw her. Yeah, she was bad. She looked bad, and she still look good now. Like, come on,
Yeah.
bro.
She don't, bro. This
She
Phil,
just look like Kim
Phil.
K.
No, honestly, Phil's talking all this, but he would definitely smash. if
I
he got the
smash
opportunity.
ugly chicks, so of course
Exactly.
I
Yeah, so
would
how
smash.
you think she not cute?
So she's not attractive, but I smash.
if Future and everybody had her, like, come
Time,
on, bro.
Listen. First of all, if I smash
she had
ugly
them,
chicks,
I
y'all
don't
can't
know.
hold that argument against me.
Yeah.
What?
Like I've smashed ugly chicks, I've smashed fat chicks. Like clearly, beauty doesn't matter to me in that
So
sense.
I think you might be on the same page with me about this. You just not into the fake look. I really
Oh,
can't feel
okay.
like you can say that she's unattractive, but maybe you're just not into the fake look, and that's why it's not attractive to you. But she's not
That's-
unattractive.
No, that's part of it. I went on her profile page and I'm like, all right, let me see what the hype is about this chick, because like all these dudes and celebrities are messing with her, and she's not attractive. But then also, celebrity dudes don't be messing with the baddest girls to me. Women with fake body parts like boobs, breasts, lip jobs, nose, that shit's not attractive to me. I would much rather take a natural woman over any of that. So like most of my celebrity crushes are natural, with the
Mhm.
exception of like Megan Good. But like all the other like Gabrielle Union's natural, Taraji's natural. Like a lot of women that I like celebrity wise,
Well, they have the natural.
What do
look.
you-
they have a
what
very
do you-
natural look. So I don't like
What
women
do you-
that's all
what do you
What's wrong with
mean-
plastic.
Megan
What do you
Good?
mean natural? Like, do you mean like no surgeries?
Like no surgery.
They all get fillers and
Yeah.
But it's not like they don't get
so-
like super Botox
Yeah.
out. You know the look.
What's wrong with Megan Good?
She
I
got
haven't
fake
seen her
boobs. I think she
recently.
got fake boobs.
Oh, does she?
Yeah, but
Oh, wait. You think
He
I
doesn't
think-
know.
I don't
he
know.
doesn't know for a fact, guys?
I don't know. But my point is that I'm attracted to women that have a very natural look.
Yeah.
I don't like women that look like you could just put them together. So
Like
like,
that tribal look,
Like
like,
a-
when
nah.
you go on Nat Geo and you
He
see like the
doesn't-
naked like tribes women. That's the ones you like.
There's an extra natural.
maybe.
He doesn't like the Mrs. Potato Heads. Huh?
Nah, I think that shit's whack.
No, yeah, I agree. I
I
don't
mean,
really like.
yeah. The super
fake-
doctored up. Yeah, they're not.
That's all of like Hollywood celebrities. Like that's Larsa Pippen. She's super doctored up.
Yeah, but let's get back to her. So, story is she got seen with another NBA player. What's his name?
Malik Beasley.
Yeah, Malik Beasley. Who does he play for? I don't even
The
know.
Timberwolves,
Yeah,
Minnesota
the
Timberwolves.
Timberwolves.
So he's
got
probably
married
trash.
too,
He
right?
just signed a deal. feeling
Yeah,
himself.
so got seen with another NBA player. She was fucking with Future prior to this, but everyone was up in arms. Like one older woman being with a younger man, because she's 46, he's probably like young 20s or
He's
something
like
like that.
24, 25.
Yeah, they say it's predatory.
Exactly. But I just recently heard, because I hadn't heard this anywhere else when everyone was up in arms, because everyone was saying, oh, now Malik and his wife are getting a divorce. But apparently they were separated.
Apparently he was a savage because he had like another shorty that found out about that and broke up with him in the email. Like that whole shit.
Through
Email?
email?
Yeah, it was like some
It
messy
must
stuff.
have been
bro.
another old lady.
Does she
dude.
have her signature on it too?
This is fake. That's fake.
It's a fake?
Yeah, that's Photoshop. That's fake. On my mama, that's fake. On my heart, on my life, my little brother grave, I could die right now. That's fake.
I don't know, bro. I don't know. It's weird to me, and I understand it. How when they be like celebrities always mess with the same chicks, and then I was like, they do, but then I get it
It's a
because
cycle.
if you in that environment, these is the chicks. It's like us being in South Florida, right?
Yeah.
We have a certain access or FAU. Like we all gonna end up messing with the same chicks.
But the
But we can
thing-
choose to, but it's easier to just because they all Hollywood.
But I never fucked with that FAU chick. There's so many
You
other
the
chicks.
rare one.
There's so many other chicks out there, bro. Like these celebrities keep the same girls in rotation.
In rotation, bro. It's
And
crazy.
you have, which I know a lot of celebrities, they don't want to fuck with groupies because they think they in it for the wrong reasons, which I can understand and respect. But again, there's
She sounds like she's a
billions-
groupie, to be honest.
Yeah, that's true. But there's billions of people out here, girls out here, that you could be fucking with that maybe don't even know who the hell you are, but have dope person, but y'all still want to fuck with the same chicks over and over and over again.
I feel like I don't know. I feel like from like an entertainment standpoint, like most of my favorite rappers, they don't be on that. So like K. Dot, Push, J. Cole, like you don't hear
See,
them.
mine
type of-
are
Bush
Wayne.
Bush got a wife, right?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
but like K. Dot and J. Cole, they all have wives, but there's not like these celebrity wives. They they go out and find themselves some good looking chicks.
Wayne, Ye, Sean. Those are
Yeah,
my favorite
like-
rappers, and they fucking with the same.
Like so, most of the dudes
Yeah.
that I listen to and that I'm big fans of their music, they are on that same thing too. And like
Thanks
for
to
me
you saying you're
personally,
better than Zach then?
nah, it's just for me personally. Like I've never been one
He's
that
definitely
wanted the
saying it.
chick that everybody wanted.
Me
I'd rather
neither.
go find
Me
something.
neither.
I'd rather go find a diamond in the rough, help her glow up, or she glow up with me, and then we be on one that way. I don't want to
All
chick that's
natural glow up. Just to
Yeah.
get that straight.
yeah. But I don't want to be one of like if we all had the same chick. Like I'm straight. That's cool. That's damaged goods. I'm
Yep.
Gucci.
We talked about Eskimo Brothers on the first episode, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Eskimo Brothers is cool. I wouldn't date it though.
Yeah, I've never, besides the one teammate, I've never talked to or messed around with. The first girl that I could have lost my virginity to, the whole school ran through her, but I was like, nah, I'm not losing my virginity to her.
To that.
Yeah, so I just got.
Bro, I'm so glad you didn't.
That's a smart man. She would probably would have corrupted you, bro.
Honestly, though, which looking back at it, like I ate her box, and I was like,
You're sick.
I could have just hit. I could have just. hit and
You
lost
were
my virginity.
sick.
You could have just not said that.
Yeah,
Bro.
you are
Bro.
sick. No
Hey,
wonder.
but-
This is what took you off the ledge, bro.
Oh no, baby, what is you doing?
I was just like those other
As soon
holy.
as-
What?
I was just like all those other holy girls that are like, oh, I'm saving myself for marriage, but then getting it in the butt. Like that was just my thought process.
Bro, Heike, when you said that you ate your
Zach
box,
said that.
I looked at your mouth like I was gonna see some type of disease. Like I
You know,
haven't known you for a while.
The
since
whole
then.
school ran through her, so I decided to eat the box because that's
Yo.
a great idea.
I wanted to save myself for the right girl. I
But
was
you
a
ate
dirty-
her, you
honestly,
ate
though,
a
her
dirty
box.
girl out, fam.
Bro, the whole, everybody ran through it.
You
Like,
brush your teeth.
I couldn't help myself, bro.
Use
well, how
mouth.
do you couldn't help yourself?
I don't know. I just like eating boxes.
Did you have
I was hungry.
Did you have some
This
chewing
nigga
gum?
nasty.
My dog Zach just different.
So this actually brings us to our next topic. This was a scenario that Luke had posed to the rest of the group. So it was if your girl is about to make a bad decision, like she's out night with the friends or whatever, night with the girls, she's about to make a bad decision and calls you and is like, hey, Phil, I'm about to make a bad decision. Come and pick me up. What's y'all reaction about that?
Bro, I'm gonna be hot, but I'm gonna go pick her up
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
because at the end of the day, I want my shorty to be honest with me. Just keep it a
Yeah.
buck with me. So even it, like I always tell y'all and like people that know me, I'd rather you tell me a hurtful truth than a like nice lie. So she keeping it a bean, and she's just like, yo, I need you to come get me. I'm about to make it. Say less. I'm on my way. Like, stay right. Matter of fact, stay on the phone with me until I pick you up.
Yeah.
But then I'm be like, yo, how you get to that point, fool?
Mm-hmm.
I don't even want, like, whatever you was doing for Lincoln, we can't be doing that because you can't be getting that close.
Yeah.
A discussion needs to be had.
Yeah, like that's close. If you
Yeah.
like, I'm about to make a bad choice.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and this was just the scenario that was posed to us. Of course, we can take it one way or the other. Because if she was like, "Oh, this guy was about to make out with me," and I would like, okay, that's one thing. But then if she's like, "Oh, I was in the bathroom, had my drawers down, and all that," like that's so it depends on what the situation is. But we'll
Right.
go with the lesser of the two evils. So if that was the situation, I'm on the same page as Phil. Like I'm gonna be pissed and like, damn, how'd you get to this point? But I would appreciate the truth. Go pick her up and all that, and then kind of move on from there.
Yeah, honesty is the biggest thing. Like, if you're able to be honest with somebody and let them know exactly what's going on, rather than like holding a veil over it and like disguising it, that's the best way to do it. I definitely go pick her up because life's hard. There's a lot of things that go on in life, and some things influence this, and
Temptation.
and then if you have the liquid courage in your system, you
Mhm.
do things that you wouldn't do, like out of the norms. You do stuff like that. So everybody needs help sometimes. So I definitely pick her up. But like I said, a discussion needs to be made because there's some kind of inner turmoil like going on. So
Yeah,
or
but
just some preventative methods.
Yeah.
Like,
But for me, like, I'm a little bit different because I am engaged. I've been with my girl for 6 years. And then, I mean, we just had this conversation, like you and me, Phil, our girls are like the same person. So that's not in their personality.
Mm.
So like if Tatiana calls me and tells me that I will be hot, but of course, like we put so much into this, so we would figure it out. But like, that's just so out of her character. So if that did happen, again, I'd be hot about the whole thing.
Yeah, I think we're all on the same page.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'd pick her up or whatever, and then figure it out from there. But yeah,
in a weird way, after I cooled down, I would respect her more.
yeah,
And
sure,
it would
yeah.
probably she would probably turn me on more because at the end of the day, she's that loyal to me, to where it was like in the heat of the moment,
She thought
she
that
thought
much of me.
to, all right, let me call this food because I don't want to fuck this up. So at the end of the day, I'm gonna be pissed because I think that's a natural reaction. But after that, I'm gonna be like, you know what? I gotta take you out. You gotta get flued out somewhere because that was the realest shit you ever did. Like at the end of the day, that's real. Like you kept it a bean with me.
Are you trusting her that she told you the whole truth?
Yeah. Because if you call me at that point, and I'm gonna have to hit it that night just to check and make sure.
Oh, wait, what?
I'm gonna have to.
Yeah,
hit
I
it
mean,
that night.
yeah, but like
Phil
what?
gonna make sure she not dripping fluids.
Nah, I gotta
Bro,
make sure the fit's
Hey,
right.
he's copying all baby boy when she's like, let me smell your dick.
Yeah.
Like he's like, let me smell your pussy.
I
Let me
gotta
smell it.
rub that night just to make sure.
That is
Because
Phil's
you'll
favorite
know.
movie, so.
Like I feel like you gonna know.
It
If it's
also,
been tampered with.
I think it also depends on, like you said the situation was like in the club or something. It depends on where you're getting her from and like
Yeah.
what the situation is.
Yeah,
and
she's
all
like
that
at the
too.
nigga's apartment.
Yeah, if she, yeah,
you know.
if she's like at someone at his place or something like that, or like, yeah, I think there's different levels and different
Yes.
depending on
If
the
she's at his
situation.
place, we
Always
might.
be skeptical. That's what I was taught.
That's true
you
too,
know,
yeah.
shouts out to Neil deGrasse Tyson. The nigga said, always be skeptical about everything and ask questions. So like, I'm definitely asking questions. I got to figure this out. And females always tell you the truth,
Women.
but
Women.
no, I'm not saying that like Phil says it.
Bro, we
I'm
had
saying,
a
Yeah, but
whole
the
podcast.
women-
no. The girl said if you say it in a certain way,
This
it's
is
okay.
a term of endearment, right?
And so I'm saying females. Like I'm not saying like females, like Phil. All right.
That's not how I say it, but
so
whatever.
women, females. I'm sorry if I offended, but like they tell you in so many words. Like they don't say it, but they say it in so many
Through
words.
action,
And you
probably through
gotta
action
be.
and disposition.
You gotta no. It's the tone. I think it's the tone.
Well, tone,
And-
but even disposition, like how they're telling you something, or
Yeah.
or like what, yeah.
You just got to be willing to listen, not just with your ears. It's with a feeling and seeing what they do. So it's literally all about that. Like, you know, you can always tell. It's just like a lot of us are like, we're so like we don't pay attention. Our attention span is as small as our like hands sometimes. So we're not paying
You
attention.
got some big hands, bro.
Yeah, hey, I got big hands, so I got a lot of attention.
But if I'm picking her up from a dude's house, and weirdly you say that, because I've had that happen with an ex, where it's like we wasn't dating at the time, but I picked her up from a dude's house, and had I known prior, I wouldn't have did it.
And
But I
no
didn't
one
find
went
out.
prior.
What do you mean?
But I didn't find
explain
out
that.
into the situation.
She was.
Oh, you
Like,
didn't
I
know
picked her up.
you didn't
I
know
I was
she was
picking her up from a dude's house.
Yeah, when he got there, he was like,
I'm like, wait
what
a
the
minute.
hell?
Wait,
Did this happen?
Whoa. So it's like in that moment you swallow
Mhm.
your pride. But if I know, if like we dating and I know I'm picking you up from a dude house, this is not right. But my anger is probably gonna have me like I'm gonna try to fade the dude.
Did you rub it that night to see if the fit was right?
Nah, I didn't rub it in, which is why I didn't trust it after that.
Did
Yeah.
you cry into your?
'Cause I
It
was
was
like,
it was,
you know what I'm saying? It didn't feel
and
right.
that with that, I remember that. But with that person, it was in a weird situation already, right?
Sort of, kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
But so it's just like if my girl's at one, why you at this dude house?
Yeah.
And two, it's like, all right, you say you didn't do it. I gotta rub it just to make sure. And even if I rub it and it's a feeling
don't
you
feel
get.
right?
It don't feel right. Like some you're not telling me something. And so
If your
I would
cheek's
probably
not
lose,
clapping
I would
the
lose
same?
respect for her.
But what if she
It was
was
like-
she could have been
instead of-
smashing a micro penis, dude.
Don't matter, bro. You know.
And she's like, you know, I don't like this. Let me
Nah.
call Phil.
You know.
Exactly.
you
Well,
know,
Let me
because
call the baby
you-
carrot.
you know, because like as I like to put myself in other people's positions. So as a man, if I'm trying to hide something, you go through steps.
Yeah.
If your girl not trying to hide nothing, she not gonna go through no steps, and vice versa.
What do you mean steps? Break that down.
Like if she got to pick, if I call her like I'm about to have sex with this girl, I need you to come get me. I'm about to crack. If I actually did have sex with this girl, I'm not gonna kiss her. Like I'm not gonna go in there with
okay.
dirty meat. Like I'm gonna just try to wash up, but like she's still trying to get on me after she picked me up. Like it's certain things that I'm gonna try to do to get like the scent off me, or try to like cover my tracks.
Baby
But
boy.
that's one of them situations, bro. Like I'd be so. Y'all know how I am. I would be so mad. I gotta fight somebody.
Remember
bro.
you said Phil was baby boy? He's like, hell no, not baby boy.
Exactly.
Phil was baby boy.
I gotta fight somebody if I'm picking you up from another dude's house.
I mean, what is it literally gonna accomplish if you fight that guy? I always thought about this. I pondered this a lot. Like, okay, like if my girl's messing with another dude, like if I fight this guy, what is it gonna solve? What? It's her decision. It's not hit.
It's never.
Hey, there's a goalie. Niggas gonna try to score. Like straight up. Like she's got to just be like Tim Howard was for USA. You know, just blocking everything.
Yeah.
You know,
it's never his fault, but he can be collateral damage. So there is a feeling of when
after you fight him, you gonna fight her, G?
Nah, I don't hit women.
He's gonna fight him because he can't fight her.
Exactly. But I gotta let this aggression off in the moment. And I don't know about y'all, but when y'all punch a nigga in their face, it feels good. So I mean,
I'm just imagining Phil like walking in and being like that R. Kelly song. What the hell is going on between the sheets in my home? Baby, let me explain.
And now that's the difference. If I come home to it, oh no, sir, there ain't no what's going on. It's he's about to get the blams.
That's different. No, that's because he's in your house.
That's
but if you're going to pick up, so you would have to go knock on this nigga's door and be open up.
Boom. If I got it. If she's smart, she's gonna be outside. Like there's not gonna be interaction. But if there's an interaction between me and him in the process of picking her up, I gotta see you, bro. And it's not your fault.
Yeah.
But if I see you, I just see the infidelity. So I'm not even mad at you. I'm just mad at the infidelity, and I can't hit her.
So you can dap it up with him after and be like, "It's not
the raw emotion."
Yeah, because I don't condone putting my hands on women in any situation. I'm not gonna hit a woman ever.
None of us do.
So, but I'm just saying that as a disclaimer, like we're not gonna hit women ever. So I gotta take this anger out on somebody. And fam, you gotta be collateral damage. And hey, he might beat my ass. I might get beat up. Who knows? But I gotta try at least to get this aggression.
It's my pride. Yeah, I gotta.
I'm not fighting a nigga over.
Bro, you say it's my pride. I got it, but you were just saying you wouldn't.
No, I'm saying like.
You're okay.
Like, not me personally.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna look at this nigga like, bro.
Is it pride or anger? Because I don't think it's pride in that sense. In that situation, it's more anger than pride.
Yeah.
I'm not fighting a nigga over
I'm not mad
a mistake that him and it's not on him, but a mistake that my girl made.
Right.
Like the only time I would probably, and I still don't think I would, but if like a nigga disrespected my girl like on the street or some shit.
No,
like
but what if you were there
okay.
and he's like, get your bitch. Here, pick your bitch up.
Yeah.
Like, now you gotta fight him. I'm sorry, now he disrespected me.
I think it also depends on who that person is too. If it's a person that I've never heard of, is like a random or whatever.
If it's one of y'all, I'm fighting y'all.
Oh, if it's it wouldn't be one of us. I wasn't gonna say it's like one of us, but like if it was someone you were like acquainted with in some kind of way, like they knew y'all go together, whatever, and whatever, that's a different situation. So
it's weird, but I don't know if y'all know Zac could hit a nigga on God, so don't try him.
Bro, he said it on the pod, they know.
Yeah, but we could still kind of being on the whole drunk thing, but we could talk about drunk stories next. So we've known each other. I mean, we met Phil once you were in grad school, but all of us went to undergrad together. College times, they got crazy. And I'm sure all of us have really good drunk stories. And I wish Luke was here for this. And AJ, the one person that doesn't drink. So unfortunately, AJ doesn't have.
Yeah, we have plenty of drunk stories. Luke will definitely be here for some of them.
Yeah.
But
y'all.
But at least AJ not drinking can give us the sober perspective.
Yeah.
Because he sees it in real time.
Do you have any drunk stories off the top?
I think the most memorable drunk stories amongst us is just probably me and Brandon's back and forth. So I think always good. Anytime.
Don't call
my bitch a bitch.
And that was like it's like a series. It's an ongoing. Like if it gets brought up again, it's still gonna be an argument about it. But
It's like the Rocky franchise.
So who wants to like paint this picture? Because I feel like because it's involved.
We kind of talked about it, but clearly I have two different events. Kind of
right. Because you weren't there for the original
one.
Like whatever happened.
So what's the AJ? Give us the original.
So
Chris's birthday.
He got a spot in kind of like in Woodwood area, just an apartment or probably like a hotel for the weekend. And we all went there to pregame before going out and so on. And this was soon, like not soon, maybe a year after you had broken up with one of your exes, right, Brandon?
Yeah, it was like a couple months, probably. Like
was it a couple months?
Months after I broke up.
Yeah, it might have been months or
months
maybe
after.
a couple. Or maybe not a couple years, but a month or a year
so
after.
My ex was one of her best friends. So
Yeah. So one of Phil's ex's best friends. So Brandon was just having a good time, not even thinking about that situation or whatever, and just like, I don't know, Brandon's not crazy, but like Brandon's wild. That's
I'm
better.
passionate.
He's passionate. He's wild. Like
That's right.
He's gonna be.
That's a good one.
he's gonna be him regardless, and he's gonna do what he feels like in the moment. So we it was a Travis. What's that Travis Scott song again?
And ain't nothing
Antidote.
like
Oh,
the
Antidote.
sun.
Yeah. This is what Antidote was
Yeah!
kind of
Yo.
popping, and
I'm hyped
so
right now.
that can like be a timestamp whenever Antidote was like at the top.
Hey,
of the
Luke,
charts
put
and
the
stuff.
video of me Antidote.
Yeah.
Put it here. Just put it
So we had an apartment concert where Brandon was performing Antidote word for word, and he was on top of like the little bar or whatever thing in the hotel. And I was back there on the lights, flipping the lights, making it look like a concert. People were
I was yelling at Brandon like,
yeah.
"Oh my God, he's crazy!"
We were acting like there was like a crowd and fans and all that, and it was just a good time. It was just in a moment like we were having fun and stuff. And then after stuff calms down a little bit, like we were all sitting at the table, but they're still drinking or whatever. I think Phil was off talking to Chris or Julian or something, and I think I was at the table too. And then Phil's ex was like talking to Brandon as if she was like a therapist, or like it was like Dr. Phil type deal.
Hey,
Like hand on
just
his shoulder, like
Can I just take over this part?
Yeah, you can take
Because
over this part, yeah.
I was the only one
You were
there
in it,
when
yeah.
it happened.
no, I mean I was
So-
there, but obviously I wasn't like in the
Yeah,
conversation
she was
paying
like-
attention.
So, excuse me. But we had the concert, the lit concert.
It was
At the thing, we went to the place, and we were at, I forgot what place it was, but there was like benches there. Everybody was dancing and stuff. And I had ripped my pants open. And so I was like, fuck, I need to go sit down. So I went and got sat down. She comes up to me, and I was like, okay, this is weird.
The
Like,
pants
I
were
don't-
already like distressed jeans. Like it wasn't like he completely ripped his pants,
But
but yeah.
it didn't rip where the distress was. It ripped right in the,
It started
right in the
started where
crotch.
the distress was, and
like,
then it kept
you
going.
know, like just balls hanging out everywhere. But you know, so yeah, so she comes over to me in my time of weakness, and with my pants. But she comes over, and I was like, okay, like what's she doing over here? And because I don't like her anyways. But and so she's like talking to me like in like you said, Dr. Phil kind of voice, and I was like, okay, like what's this all about? Like I was like, I'm not even that lit yet.
Mhm.
And so she was like, hey, I think you're like I think you're overcompensating.
Yeah, that's what he got him.
And I was like-
Like
Overcompensating
she was,
got-
she was
She
like, yeah,
said-
is everything okay?
Yeah, she
like,
was saying other stuff, but the
leading
main
up
part,
to
the
it.
only thing I remember is when she said,
Overcompensating.
I think you may be overcompensating.
for something. She didn't even say what it was.
Yeah. And I looked at her and I said, what? Like, she was telling me I was overcompensating because of
Over
her
being
ex.
heartbroken.
Yeah. But I was like, she didn't know me before my friends. So, like, I was always like this. I kind of, like, tapered myself down when I got in a relationship. Like, you know, stop being
Pull back a little
me
bit,
little
Yeah,
bit,
you hold back.
you know? So, I looked at her like she was, like, crazy. I was like, yo, this is me. Like, how am I overcompensating? And then, so I think
She kept
at
going
this
like a
point-
little bit, like kind of prying a little more.
Yeah, she was doing that. But at this point, I was like, yo, Phil, get your bitch. Like, you know, like she's trying to ruin a great time. I'm having a great time. My friend, it's
Yeah.
his birthday,
Yeah.
and I'm getting lit. I'm actually dancing for once. I don't like to dance. I can dance. I just don't like to dance because I just use so much energy. And so I was just dancing, having fun with him, and yeah, and she pulled that, and then I had to call her what I called her. Like I don't normally say that, guys, girls. I don't say that.
Yeah,
But
no, I don't
like
play that.
when I
And
feel like
it wasn't
are,
even super aggressive. It was like, yo, like come, like Phil, come get your girl. But
Because
It
she's
don't-
trying to
I
ruin
didn't
my
say girl.
night. Like
It-
she's trying to ruin my night and like kill my mood.
Yeah, it don't matter.
What
And
was
then,
it? Because
and then
again,
Phil turned out.
I wasn't there for the initial thing. I was there for the second altercation, I guess.
Yeah,
What was your initial reaction when he said, "Come get your bitch"?
I told him don't. Again, and this is the wild part about it. So when I date, I don't call my girlfriends like my bitch. I don't
Yeah.
use that term. It's like she's my shorty. But because he said get your bitch, I'm like, yo, don't call my bitch a bitch. Like, so I instantly got mad because for me, like, no,
He was pissed, like, hey fam,
Like,
So
I-
you
I-
said
my
it-
bitch.
so then
You wanted to
that
fight
means
me.
that means you said
Don't
this
call my
multiple
B
times.
or
Then
yeah, no,
Yeah,
I
for
instantly
sure.
got mad, and but then once I said the first time, I think I corrected myself, like, yo, don't call my shorty a bitch.
Yeah.
Like, no matter how you roll it off, because my thing is we the guys,
yeah,
and so I'm never in any situation gonna call your shorty a bitch.
yeah,
So under no circumstances, even if she might have
Bro,
been
it was-
wrong, even if she is in the wrong, like you cannot call my bitch can't call my bitch a bitch. So I told him like, bro, you,
Bro, it's hilarious because he said it with so much like fortitude
yeah.
and just like reactionary, and then she was like, "What? Don't
I'm
come
like-
on me a bitch." She's like,
I'm like, nigga, you wildin', like you got me fucked up,
Oh,
cuz
my
like this
shit.
ain't that and that ain't this. And so I got mad because off rip you disrespected my shorty. So even though you my mans, you can't
But
disrespect
she
my shorty.
disrespected your homie.
It's she
It's
was.
not-
she- I'm not gonna look. She was wrong for disrespecting you, but there's other ways you
if
could
you don't
have.
know the whole
There's
story,
I'm
Phil,
saying, but there's
like,
other ways you could have been like, yo, get your chick, right?
Yeah.
So for me, like that's one of those things where it's like that. Those are non-negotiable. So we almost got into it there,
Yeah.
and like AJ, I'm pretty sure AJ stepped in between of us, like because AJ.
Oh no
usually
no
just
no
out
no
there.
no 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 no!
happened?
You kind of thought I apologized for saying it.
You apologize.
No, I did not.
"Yeah."
apologize.
He 100% he has not apologized.
Yeah,
for saying it.
100%.
Well, to me, I
guys,
thought he
have
apologized. I
never
told that nigga to apologize.
apologized for calling her the actual name.
Say what you
I've
said.
apologized for him feeling that way.
To me, that was an apology.
That's not an
Cause
apology.
I was like, well, you said you said like something was like, bro, you said like my fault,
I said,
like
bro,
I was wrong or
I
some
said,
shit along
I
those lines.
apologize that you feel that way.
I didn't get that.
But
part.
like, yeah, because you was drinking.
Maybe. Well,
But I have never in my life apologized. I've gotten butt whoopings on top of butt whoopings
What?
because I've never apologized for anything I've done.
but it's
Because
some-
I've never felt sorry for it. If I've done it, I've done it.
True.
And I'm like, okay, there's a time I wanted to do it. So I'm gonna say I apologize for you feeling that way. I'm sorry that you feel that way.
well, in the moment, it felt like you apologized to me and her, so I
That
accepted
made
it.
your heart warm.
Yeah.
Yeah, so in the moment, I felt like I accepted. And then the second time it came around was on New Year's.
Which is the time we talked
It was
about.
New
And
Year's.
that was the first time that I thought you said, "Don't call my bitch." a
That was
bitch."
a
Now,
funny
and
time.
we almost got into
No.
another fight because I'm like,
Phil's
bruh,
a cereal. Don't call my B a B.
I'm like, fam, you be put like Brandon pushes buttons. If you know how I felt about the first
Bro,
time,
you push buttons too. So
Yeah.
like,
I think we all push
everyone
buttons to
pushes
an
buttons,
extent,
yeah.
but it's like
But
that's something where it was
But
like
your
I was.
girl kept attacking me.
I
She
was
attacked me
passionate
that
about
night.
it.
And I was like, bro, what is this on site? Like, this ain't no Kanye West album, like, on site.
I thought
Like,
I was
come
gonna
on,
be
bro.
on
She
site
was-
with you.
Every time she saw me,
Yeah.
she had something negative to say. And I was like, bro, like, like,
you felt attacked. I get you. You felt
and
attacked.
So what am I supposed to say? Like, am I supposed to just say, oh,
Nah,
Phil,
yeah.
she's being mean to me. I'm so
Nah,
sorry.
you don't have. I'm
Like,
not
no,
saying you
no,
gotta say
I'm
that.
like,
You can just be
yo,
like, yo, get your shorty.
girl.
But don't be like, get your bitch. Because now you testing my masculinity and
That's not
fam,
testing your
it
masculinity.
is.
you have fragile masculinity.
That's
You think
not, bro. That's
you're
not.
fragile.
If a
That's
nigga,
not
if a
twisting it.
nigga come up to you,
He has
Zach,
an ego.
if a nigga come up to you right now and be like, yo, get your bitch. How you taking that? Like, come on, fam. No.
just a
But I
a
never
person.
never said it like
If it's
No,
if
super
it's Brandon and like
aggressively.
there's a certain situation.
even if it's your homies, like, as out of respect for y'all, I will never call y'all girl a bitch.
Yeah.
right, of
Out of
course.
respect for y'all. So
Yeah.
for me, if you my
Mhm.
homie and you disrespect my girl, you disrespected me. I'm and y'all know how I feel about disrespect.
Yeah.
People that know me, I don't tolerate disrespect. Like you
Mhm.
can attack my character, like not even attack my character, but like you can say like I'm ugly or talk about me, cool. But as long as you don't disrespect me, everything is fair game. You
Yeah.
don't disrespect me, you don't disrespect the niggas I'm with, you don't
Right.
disrespect my shorty.
Mhm.
So by him calling her a
But even if
bitch,
she's disrespectful to your homies though.
Right.
I can address her and tell her to be disrespectful. Like stop being.
Whoa,
I-
what'd you
Let me
just
run
say?
it back. I can address her and tell her to chill
stop,
out on
yeah.
being disrespectful. Like don't disrespect my dog.
Mhm.
But because like I don't know, because he's a man, I just I put that pressure on men to
Bro.
approach things differently than women.
Yeah.
I'm
And
pretty.
that might not be fair, but that
Yeah.
is what it is.
I understand that, but like
But
you
you-
know what I'm saying.
Uh-huh.
I'm like your brother. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like
And that was
I'm
my
like your
shorty.
little brother, and I'm like, yo, get your bitch. Like I wasn't like, yo, Phil, this bitch, get this motherfucker.
It
bitch.
don't-
Like I
Right.
never
It
said
does,
it like
but
that.
the thing is, that's
Phil
that's
also
what we're
fights
talking about
his
the ego
brothers.
and the fragility part. It's because like you should like this is Brandon. This is us. It's not just a nigga,
Yeah.
like you said, a random
Yeah.
person.
Yeah.
So it's a little
Which-
bit different.
But for me,
And
it's
I
and there's a
never- I
situation.
never,
listen,
like-
listen, just listen and don't talk.
all right.
So my fault. But still, like, if it depends on who that person is in the situation. If it's someone random, yeah. If it's Brandon and I know he's on his level or whatever the case is or
Yeah,
whatever,
Dragon.
you shouldn't go to fighting, to fight or flight, right? Or not fight or flight, but to fight right away. Like you have the just like you have the understanding. You're like okay, I'm gonna be calm with my girl and be like, all right, you should chill out. Don't be disrespectful to him or whatever. You should still kind of have some of that same understanding or same tolerance, maybe not to the same degree or whatever. Like still say, hey, like don't say it like that, but I got you. Like, can you say that again or say it a different way?
Yeah,
Be more polite. Don't be disrespectful.
If you would have came
and
at
I
me
got
that
you.
way, I would have said, okay, you know
Right.
what, I'm different. But when you throw up your wall, I'm gonna throw up my
exactly.
wall
Like
immediately. and
if you
I'm gonna
meet
dig my
like this,
trenches.
that's what's gonna happen.
But to me, y'all all men at the end of the day.
No,
Like,
but it's,
that's fine.
It's,
No,
but
listen,
you have
you're a
you
man
have
too.
a fragile like.
It's not fragile.
No.
yeah,
Look, just like you're saying, hey, I'm a man and I expect like men to help carry themselves differently. You got to carry yourself a different way too, and understand like, all right, I'm a third party in this. These both these people mean a lot to me, and they're both hot and heated at each other. I can't come into that situation with more fire.
You already pick a side without even knowing the story.
Exactly. Like you don't know what happened.
Like you. Besides that point, you've never seen me say anything.
That's
bad
the
about it.
fragility
Even though
we're
I
talking
never
about.
liked
That's
her,
the ego. That's the stuff where that's the fragility I'm talking about. Is because you're going into it just as hot, but saying, hey, men. But right now, just say, hey, men should hold themselves a little bit higher standard. Or I expect that,
Yeah.
but you're not expecting that of yourself or holding yourself to that.
No,
same standard.
I was wrong for putting my expectations on y'all because even if I'm heated and I'm mad at your shorty, I'm not calling her a bitch. So like
That's
for
fine,
me,
yeah.
for
We
me,
agree.
there's certain things
Yeah.
you don't do, and I judge men across the board. So I'm more likely like I'll fight my homies just like I will fight any nigga on the street because we men at the end of the day.
I was just gonna say because Brandon said y'all like brothers, but I was trying to say that
He
you
fight-
fight your brothers.
I
so.
fight my brothers all the
Yeah,
time.
it's the
I
same
fight
energy.
my brothers more than I
Yeah.
fight niggas on the street.
yeah, of
It's
course.
the
and,
same
that, and, I,
energy.
and
I don't fall. I'd have more faults with my family than anybody in the streets. But like, you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, we still, what up, fam? You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? I love you, kid. You know what I'm saying? But it's not like, like when I was like, when you're on that level, when you're drinking, you know, we're all young. We all go out drinking. Like, some things get compromised, like the things you say and all that. And it's like, so you become rash in a
Irrational.
sense because not irrational. It's just like you become blunt and all that. And, the truth comes out a lot. So like when that happened, I was like, yo, like Phil, get her. Cause I'm pissed right now. Like I'm fucking upset. And like, I'm telling you to get her before I say something else. And you were like immediately was like on her side.
So, like you said, we're both drinking,
Mhm.
and off rip, the only thing I hear is aggression and disrespect.
Well,
So I don't.
okay.
So wait.
In that's my fault.
in
In
that
that situation
situation-
though, I remember because I was there. Brandon didn't say it super aggressive too. It was like it was like obviously he said the word that triggered you.
Yeah.
But it was like, yo, Phil, come get your girl type deal. It wasn't super aggressive and loud and whatever. Which is like to me in that situation, like Brandon took a step down or whatever from being at fire where he could be. Like Brandon's, like you said, passionate. He can get to 10 fast. And he was like, yo, like Phil, come get your girl in a different way. So even that's why even more so I'm like, yo, like you gotta.
But again,
Hold yourself.
like you said, we brothers.
Yeah.
We brothers, right? And as brothers, we know how to get each other's skin. So if I've already told you, bro,
No. This was the first
that
time.
was the fir- this was the first time.
That's the second time.
No, this was
first
the
time.
first time.
We're still talking about the first time.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, first time I was drunk and I just that word
Yeah.
like it's just.
But I was like, yo, Phil. I kind of remember I was a little drunk, but I always remember when I'm drinking, like what happens, because I always like to be coherent. And AJ can attest, like I always know what's going on in a situation when I'm drunk. But I was like, yo, Phil, because it kind of affected me. I'm not even gonna lie, it really did affect me. It was like a low blow, like in a boxing match. It's like, oh, I was like, damn. And I was like, yo, Phil, get your bitch. Like,
But
what I'm saying? Like,
I
come on.
hollered at her after that, like, yo, like we talking, like, yo, you gotta chill, blah blah blase. But for me, like, even
But she never chilled. That was the point of it.
Yeah.
Because like every time I meet up with her, like, it was like always an attack. Like, and I was like, why? I was like, I'm like the nicest fucking teddy
Yeah.
bear that's ever lived. And like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but when you poke me, like, I'm gonna attack.
You're still
Like,
a
I'm
bear.
sorry.
No.
Like, I'm gonna
Yeah.
say something. Like, you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna let nobody beat me up. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna let nobody just like push me in the dirt or like disrespect me.
I don't know. Maybe I'm just confrontational. We know that, and so whenever there's a situation, especially something like that, where I put my expectations on my homies, because we men, and it's not fair that I expect more of y'all than I actually do my girlfriends because we men, and I
Mhm.
hold y'all to like this man respecting.
That's cool.
It's just like, all right, cool. Even if she's wrong, because we men, I expect y'all to just take the high road, and that's not fair. And I'm confrontational, and because y'all my homies, like I don't feel comfortable if like I never got into a fight or if I never got close to fighting y'all. Like, so me and Zach got cool. Like, I didn't really consider Zach like my homie until he punched a nigga.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, he gonna fight with me. So now I know I can trust you, and that's weird. But that's just the environment I come from. It was like I always fought with my brothers, always fought with my best friends. So you wasn't real until we got into some shit, and I knew you was gonna ride.
Yeah, but I mean, even so, at the same time, you're saying, "Hey, y'all, my homies, and I hold you guys accountable," or I expect you to take the higher road.
Yeah.
But in that same situation, you're not expecting yourself to take the higher road.
Mm.
That's the point I was trying to make.
I was wrong.
Yeah.
And I think we settled it.
I said
He apologized. He done admitted, but he apologized.
Literally, I can't apologize.
Like
No,
for
I
this,
have not.
it's not really settled. It's like 99%
Yeah.
settled.
I have
because-
never apologized.
In my
for
mind,
it.
he apologized.
Phil tells himself that Brandon apologized, and Brandon's like, "I actually apologized." So
Yeah,
like, they're
I
both
was like,
they're both fine
Hey,
believing their own
ever
truth.
seen? If you ever seen Rick and Morty, like Rick never apologizes.
That's
He's
true.
like, "I'm sorry that you feel that way," and that's why I love the show because like that's me.
Yeah.
Like I never really apologize for what I did. I word it to where it makes sense to me. So women, females, I'm sorry if I offended. And everybody's like, "Oh, he apologized." I'm like, "No, I
You
did
know
not."
what's funny? I'm the same way, which is why I think we clash all the time.
Probably.
Because we have a lot of similar. Because I'll be like, somebody do something. Oh, that's. I'm sorry you offended. Like I'm not gonna change who I am, but my
Yeah.
bad you
Yeah,
offended.
yeah.
Instead of being just like,
I
oh, I'm
ain't,
sorry.
I ain't
to
gonna
offend
take
you.
back what I said, but
Yeah.
like, you know what I'm saying? I'm sorry that it hurt you that way.
But that nigga
You know.
apologized.
I do not.
No, they're both just believing their own
So-
truth.
We're
and
just gonna disagree.
that's
Who's because we'll probably do like one per episode or something. But whose drunk story was that? Yours, Brandon? We started off with you.
That was me.
That was
Okay,
us.
that's
It was
fine.
both.
That was
It was
us.
just
That was a
like
shared
you guys
experience.
Yeah,
Alright.
it's
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
like a shared one.
Okay, so that was a shared one. Next time we'll go individually and just do that. So
Well, we got another shared one. That
We-
everybody,
there's a- we need
we
Luke
There's
for
a
that.
mentioned
few
it.
there's a
Yeah.
few shared
We
ones, like,
mentioned it a lot.
We need Luke here for that though.
yeah.
Why you trying to keep a tally or something?
Why do we need?
No, no,
to,
no.
Oh,
Because
Wow.
he was there. We
He-
gotta
he
have
was-
Luke
he
there
was
for that. Yeah, we
there,
gotta have
so-
Luke there for that.
Which
Yeah.
one? Oh yeah, for
The-
the
the
Chicago
elevator.
trip.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We were all there.
Very fun. Very fun night.
Y'all have anything else, or y'all want to move on?
I think
We
we're
can
good.
move on, man. I think
Alright.
they know that me and Brennan we get along, but we don't.
Big brother, little brother.
Yeah,
That's just about
big
it.
little brother.
Oh, yeah. But usually we save music and shows and movies and all that for the end. But we know we have some people that don't like sports, so we save in sports for the very end, and we'll go in on that. But starting off, movie recommendations. AJ, you want to tell them what they should be watching
I guess
right now?
I guess it's technically not a movie, but I checked out. I don't know if I hit that, but I checked out Queen's Gambit. Phil said he watched it, but it's legit. It's live. It's a limited series. I think there's like I don't remember. It's like 10 or 8, but each individual show feels like a movie. It's shot really well. Acting is great. Script is good.
And y'all said this about chess.
It's about chess, and
It's
it
about
keeps you
chess, but it's
you locked
fire,
in.
bro.
It keeps
Yeah.
you locked in, and like I mean, there's like them. It's not about chess. Like chess is the catalyst for the story they're trying to tell, and I guess it's about
I
chess.
feel like
but
it's more about her journey to being
yeah, that's
great.
like that's the
Yeah.
story that they're trying to like where she came from. I don't want to ruin it, but where she came from, where she got to, and then trials and tribulations and so on or whatever. But it's just all in all a really good movie, or a good series. It feels like a movie. What else we got?
Well, this isn't on
I
the
love
list, but
chess.
something that people have been saying is a super good show and feels like it's a movie, or they thought that it should have been a movie, and maybe because of COVID and everything, they kind of made it into a mini series. But The Undoing, I've been hearing great things about. I texted Tatiana earlier today that we need to watch this movie.
What's it? You know what's it about?
that-
Oh, you mean the series?
Yeah, so yeah, it's
It's a
on.
series or movie?
It's a series. It's
Yeah.
on HBO Max. It has two big ass actors in it. I don't remember either Hugh. It's not Hugh Jackman. I don't know, but I hear it's a good show. I will start watching it this week, and then I'll follow up.
Do you
with
know what
y'all.
it's about? Like a little.
I have no idea, because anytime someone talks
okay,
about
really?
it, because I hear so many good things about it, I just
You don't want to hear
like
about
I've heard
it.
about it on podcasts.
Is
I've
it?
heard
Is
it.
it? It sounds like scary, but
No, it's not scary.
oh, okay. It just sounds
At
like
least I don't think it is.
right.
I think
But-
Natalie Portman might be in it, and
Okay.
No, but I like when. I don't know if I like series or movies more, but I
yeah,
think you
feel
get
like you don't like series for
no,
some reason.
no. I do. I definitely
really?
like series. It just has to be really well thought out. Like sitcoms are cool. I'll watch a few of them.
Yeah,
But I don't like shows or I don't, not that I don't like them, but I don't find myself watching shows that are sustainable within themselves. Like
Yeah.
have a beginning, middle, end in each show. Like I like series that are more like cinematic and have a longer storyline that develops and whatever, because it just feels like it just feels like a longer movie.
yeah.
And you're getting more character development and good writing, quality shots, all that stuff too. So
The two actors were Hugh Grant and Nicole Kidman. I don't
Hugh Grant,
know.
Hugh Grant's lit.
I
too.
said Natalie Portman. All old white women look the same to me.
My
so-
favorite movie of last year was The Gentleman. Was
That
it last
was
year
a-
or was it this year?
I think that was last year. That was a good movie though.
I know it was at the beginning of but it was that's a
I don't
super
think
lit.
I've
Hugh
seen it
Grant's in
yet.
there. You didn't think it was good?
I haven't seen it.
Oh, you
yet.
haven't seen it?
You
All right,
need-
watch
still
it.
haven't
Watch it
seen
for
you need to
sure.
watch it. It's good. It's really good. It's different. It's definitely different, but it's a really good movie.
Yeah.
But other things on here, Snowfall, which I talked on last week. I think I might have only watched like one episode since, just because I've been so busy with basketball and everything. Challenger. What's that? Is that a
Did
movie
we talk
or
about
show?
Challenger last week? Or was that?
Challenger? No, I haven't seen it. Oh,
So
you just
the-
put us on to it.
Yeah, the Challenger is a documentary about the spaceship Challenger that blew up.
Oh yeah.
Didn't it have like a teacher on there?
Oh, and so, no, yeah, but the documentary in itself is shot amazing, and it's weird because as I'm watching it, they show the actual Challenger blowing up, and in that moment I got the chills because I'm putting myself in the spectators that was there,
Yeah.
and for me it was like they probably felt the same way I felt when I was in school and I watched the towers get hit
Yeah.
because it was that big of a deal.
What what year was it?
Challenger was in the 80s, I believe.
Was it?
It was like
No, I
no, it
think
might have
I've
been the
seen it.
80s or the 90s. I don't know, bro, but I forget
Hold on,
because
let's
there
just,
was-
fact check
I don't know
this.
if it was the Challenger, but there was definitely a spaceship that blew up like
Early 2000s?
mid 2000s.
really the Challenger was 80s.
Challenger
90s?
was more recent.
I don't know if it was.
I
the
don't know.
Challenger.
What was the Challenger?
All right. Well,
was-
while Brandon looks that up, the Beast. Someone had put that
Brandon
on there.
put the
What's-
Beast.
but
too,
that's
so.
on Netflix. I definitely ran.
Oh, the Challenger?
Yeah, I definitely recommend watching it. I'm a big documentary guy, so I love.
Oh well,
documentaries.
1986. Yes,
86,
Challenger.
So
yeah.
what's the one
Okay.
that blew up in the early 2000s? It was
was
like the solar panel had fallen off, and then
Not
just
a
caused-
solar panel. It
Was
was
there people on that one? I
I
felt like
think so. Yeah.
oh, there's
the-
people on that one.
the heat shield.
Hey, y'all
Yeah,
re-
that's what it was.
Yeah,
That's
the
what it was. The
heat
heat
shield
shield.
came apart.
It came off, and it like caused the whole thing to like catch on fire. But that was like early, maybe mid 2000, early 2000.
We got to figure out what that was.
Y'all gotta
Yeah.
stop making me second guess myself. I'm like, I
But-
damn near just watched the documentary. I thought it was in the
The
80s.
Columbia. The Columbia.
Yeah,
was
okay.
one
But the
I think.
challenge
with
is really good
C's.
though. But definitely go watch
Yeah.
that.
How so? You said it's a docuseries. Is
It's
it
like 4 parts.
and it's just not strictly documentary because
Is
I've seen a lot of people have been doing like documentary style series
Yes.
and like they'll have like experts come in and sit and give like some tidbits
No,
or
so
whatever.
how they do it,
So
how
is
they
it-
how
it's like
they,
a real documentary.
What is
or-
it on?
yeah.
Is it on Netflix? Or?
it's on Netflix. So how they do the
Netflix.
docu-series, they'll take the families of the astronauts that were killed,
Yeah,
as well as ex people that worked for NASA, that worked for the shuttle company. So these are like real accounts. They take you into the trials and stuff. So it's like the good ones, like with evidence and historical facts and data. So like,
Okay, yeah.
really good docu-series if you for the nerds out there.
Brandon, what's the Beast?
Oh man, the Beast is like it's in a different language. I'm not too sure what language. No, I just know
Is
that
it
I
a
read
show, a
something.
movie?
It's actually a movie.
Okay.
It was like on Amazon, not Amazon, Netflix top 10.
Yeah.
So I was like, I was like, you know what? I ain't doing nothing else. Let me watch it. It wasn't that bad. It was pretty good. It was kind of reminded me of like Taken, the first one.
Okay.
But it's just a little bit different. The ending wasn't all that great, but it still was a good movie to watch. Like, you know what I'm saying? I watch a lot of series. I don't find myself watching a lot of movies as of recently. Series that I do watch, hold on, let me tell you. Supernatural is one that I've been watching since I was a jit. Like, I love Supernatural.
I think it's
Is it
just
big?
Sam and Dean Winchester.
I think
like,
it's
come
because
on.
I don't, and I think maybe we've talked about this, but I don't really like sci-fi when it's like magical, mythical, all that stuff. Even though I
Why,
did
bro?
get through Game of Thrones, Tatiana, she used to be obsessed when we first got together, and even kind of like midway through our relationship. She loves Supernatural, and to me that show is just not that good.
Yeah, she likes anime
What?
a lot too,
Sam
right?
and
Yeah.
Dean?
So-
like,
and-
come on, bro. You're tripping. Also, there's another series. Like, if you don't like sci-fi, I think you would like this. If you ever watched it, it's abstract. It's like about art. So like you have like Tinker Hatfield
It's
on
called
there.
Abstract.
Yeah, it's called Abstract.
Okay.
You have like these different artists on there who are like geniuses in their
Yeah.
field, and they talk about like a bunch of different things. Like Tinker Hatfield, how he got Michael Jordan, who was about to go over to Adidas,
Yeah.
back to Jordan.
Yeah.
It talks about that. It talks about like
I actually
lights.
think I watched only that episode.
Yeah, that sounds
Yeah.
like you.
Yeah, because growing up, I mean, I still love sneakers, but I used to always sketch sneakers in my little notebook that I had. And Tinker Hatfield, like once I figured out he was the one that like designed a lot of the Jordan sneakers and a lot of other Nike sneakers as well. Like I became obsessed with him, not obsessed, but I became a big fan of him. But yeah, I definitely watched just that episode.
Yeah, there's a one with monochromatic lighting. It's actually super fucking dope.
Yeah.
Like dude who uses it for the art. Like I'm not gonna say nothing else. All I gotta say is go watch Abstract. I put people on a lot and they're like, yo, this is actually really cool.
Yeah.
And they talk about like toys, like designing toys, this light displays. You're talking about art installations. You're talking about designing of one episode is about the Chrysler 300. And back in the days when it first came out, every
Everyone loved it, yeah.
nigga in the hood had a Chrysler.
Hey, I was
it
the
looked
OG.
like a 300.
I had the 300 before it became
It
the
looks like a Phantom.
I had the golden cockroach. I used to call it. Used to get us from point A to point B. Used to put $5 in it. Used to
0.5.
shake.
Quick
0.5
question
gallons.
though.
It was a 200 though. You're
No,
right.
I had the
No, you had the
Chrysler
300,
300M.
300.
Yeah,
Quick-
it was in
It had the
1999. I
little
think.
compass up there,
Oh,
didn't it?
oh yeah,
Or the
yes,
little clock.
Yeah, it had the
But
clock.
they
Analog.
talk about a guy who redeveloped it, so it kind of like looked like a Bentley.
Yeah,
And so that episode's really good. There's
Yeah.
another episode with it talks about like Beyonce's like stage designer who did she's actually called a projectionist,
Yeah.
and it was like super lit. Like you watch all these things, you're like, yo man, like people are mad, like wild, like you know what I'm saying, like these
Super
people.
creative.
Yeah, and
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, man. Every now and again,
Oh
I
man,
just gotta
yeah,
let it out.
like totally, dude. Like I just get
can't- I
into this when
can't
I'm talking
hold
about
it.
art, bro. Like
I'm passionate
I
and
just
I'm
get
high at the
so
same time.
passionate, and I just
Close
get
my eyes.
high off life, bro. Like, all right.
another
Turns into Matthew McConaughey.
another series that is super. It's old at this point, but I think I saw someone talking about it last night, and I tweeted something today, and I think they have some kind of like Christmas special coming out tomorrow. But Euphoria is a super good show on HBO Max, and what I had tweeted today is like the
Zendaya?
fact that they had literally 3 of the baddest bitches in that show.
Whoa,
is,
Whoa! Don't call my bitch a bitch. Like, come on,
shit,
bro.
Three
Zach, who are
of
you?
the
Those are
baddest
Whoa.
queens I've ever seen in my life.
Who on
Because
there?
they got Zendaya, who's
Yeah.
like the main
Zendaya.
person.
Hey, Zendaya, if you watch this podcast, I love
She's
you.
fine, but she's so skinny, bro. That's
She
crazy.
is.
I just
Bro,
want to
I
feed
loved
you.
her before Brandon loved her.
But she's so fine.
Sydney
And she also
Sweeney.
has
I
the
love
same-
you the way you are, though.
She has the same birthday as me too. It's lit.
Sydney Sweeney is in it, who's also bad as fuck. And on Instagram, thirst trap after thirst trap, always got her titties bouncing and shit, got her cheeks out. And then
We gotta zoom
This
in
man's
on
a
her
pervert. Like, yo, you're a pervert, bro.
he got the creep eyes going.
and then Alexa something, I forget her last name, but
Texas.
she's
Even though
the
she's not bad.
I don't know if she's Hispanic, but she's the Hispanic looking one. But it's a really good show. I mean, I'm not super big, especially at the age I'm at now, like school shows about like high school and whatnot, but it's still a really good show at that. So I'm excited for that to come back. And I think Drake like executive produced it or some shit like that. But
Yeah, I think the first season.
Hey, Lukie
needed-
might check it out with them.
yeah, Euphoria is a really good show.
Yeah, it's super dope.
Yo,
Like,
y'all know Drake tore his ACL? I just found that
Yeah.
out not too long ago.
Yeah,
That's
Probably trying to hoop.
my dog
Yeah.
wheelchair Jimmy
he's in a
again.
wheelchair.
right. I'm for sure that's the first thing I thought. He's gonna be in a wheelchair.
Like, what
He's
was
gonna-
he
he's gonna take
doing?
advantage
of it.
I think it was hooping
Yeah.
though.
Speaking of hooping, what we got for sports this week, Zach?
Well, before we get to sports, we still got music. We got a lot of music to talk about.
Hold on. There is a lot of music out right now that is pretty dope. And I just gotta say this, gotta get it off my chest. That Brent Fraser album is really lit.
Is that R&B?
It's like R&B soul, man.
But he just dropped a new album.
Yeah.
Didn't know
And
that.
I've never. Is Brent
Brent
Fraser?
Fire ass,
Okay,
fire
I was gonna
ass.
say it's Brent Fraser and Brent Fire.
I don't know.
It's the same
It's
fire
person.
ass.
I don't even know. I just pronounce it
Because I
like
was
that.
like, I've
Brent
never heard of
Fraser.
Brent Fraser.
It's
Fire
fire,
whatever.
yeah.
All I know, it seems like Fraser to me. But yeah, that man, that's a lit album. Like,
Yeah.
you got songs like "Fuck the World" and "Let Me Know," and track number 8. I ain't gonna say the name, but like, just check out track number 8. It's pretty lit.
Matthew McConaughey here to tell you.
Hey,
Honestly,
All right.
again, I'm always looking for new music, but this week there really wasn't anything came out. I was just me and the rest
What
of
you
the
mean?
world.
The MSB just dropped
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Well,
on his
Mike.
birthday. Shout out Mike.
yeah. But before I get
Shut
to
up,
that, I
Mike.
was gonna say everybody's so concerned about their 2020 Wrapped on Spotify as well as their Apple
the
Music.
Apple Music, yeah.
top.
Yeah.
And Phil was getting on me because I had Drake on there. Phil, the biggest Drake hater
Wait.
I know.
I'm
how
not.
do you figure
wait,
out
time
your
out.
Apple Music thing?
You just go to-
I gotta send you the link.
Yeah.
But my number one
Go to
was
Apple something, just Google it and it'll bring it right up to you.
Big Sean. Then I had my baby Snow Allegra on there. I think I had Janae super high, which was kind of shocking, but I think it doesn't take into consideration when you listen to playlists. I don't know. I think if you like go to the specific artist and listen to their work, it like calculates that. But I think because I listen to Luke's Dancehall Caribbean playlist like more than anything else, and like none of mine is Vibes Cartel, but I listened to Vibes Cartel album on its own. But I don't know. But we can go to MSB. Our boy Micus.
Yeah. I'm not a Drake hater. Also,
You're not?
no, I don't think I'm a Drake hater. I'm just not the biggest Drake fan. So
hater.
so anytime
You always got something to say about him, bro.
no, I don't. I acknowledge that he's a great artist. It's just not my taste in music. So so when I see people, like I definitely judge people on what they listen to, and I'm like, all right, well I didn't. Well, so when you posted yours, I was like, damn, I didn't know Zach listens to that much Drake.
Oh
But at the same time, I wasn't surprised. But yeah, he's cool. He's just not my favorite.
Yo, I just did my replay, and the number 1 song is "Provider" by Frank Ocean,
Really?
and that's one of my favorite songs of all time. Like,
Yeah, that makes sense then.
Yeah.
That's lit. A$AP Rocky's "Sundress" is up there.
Dude, look at your artists though. Look at your most play artists. It's like my most play artists. Like I like rappers. Like I like
Okay,
rapidy rap.
My most played artist.
Nigga said fuck me.
He said I like rapidy rap.
Yo,
That's what I was
that is
laughing at.
why I never thought it would be that many hours.
Who?
Kid Cudi is at 49 hours.
Not
Okay,
surprised.
who's second? Who's second?
Because I love Kid Cudi. I love this nigga so much that we share a birthday. Shouts out to Kid Cudi. I love you, bro. You saved my life, bro. 39
Toledo.
hours is Frank Ocean.
Okay,
I love
that's
me some
pretty
Frank
cool.
So
Ocean.
you got Cudi, Frank. Who else?
Tyler, the Creator, is at 20 hours. David Bowie, you know what I'm saying? The Starman himself is at
Do mine.
19 hours. Then Kanye West is at
Does
17
it
hours.
say how many artists you've listened to?
It says you've listened to 988 different artists so far this year.
Yeah, I think
Oh,
I was.
dear.
I was
Are your
at
favorite?
I was at like 810 or some shit like that.
I'm low this year. I'm at 742.
Yeah, but I listen to podcasts more than I listen to music
So-
now. Like
Same.
the last 2
Same.
years.
So we can say that I listen to more artists and music than Phil
This
Yeah.
year, yeah.
This year.
this year.
But the main thing I wanted to talk about in music, because I saw this trending on Twitter yesterday or 2 days ago. They were having an argument about what Nickelodeon show had the best theme song. And I figured we could just talk about all shows, not just Nickelodeon. But what do y'all, I kind of want to go last, but what do y'all think has the best theme song of all shows?
Oh, the best one of all shows?
Of all
Does it have to be
shows?
cartoon?
No, anything.
I think it has to be Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Hold on. We gotta say that the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air's intro, that song is like
That's number 2 for me.
Fresh Prince is high.
Yeah,
Of
I
any
think
sitcom, Fresh Prince is up there.
it has to be number one because I think it literally. You can go into a club and people start playing it, and people will in West Philadelphia, born and raised. You know, like
So-
everybody's gonna sing it. So I think it has to be number one. Like whether you're biased or whatever, I think it still has to be number one.
Y'all can go ahead and take my black card
Wait.
because I like the show, obviously, but
Wait,
I
time
don't
out,
know all
time
the
out.
words.
I just found my replay, and take a guess at how much my top artist hours is.
3,
No, but close.
2,
4,
It's higher. It's higher.
4.
5, 6,
No,
7.
it's 8.
Jeez.
It's 8, but it's 8, and then 6, and then 4, and then 3.
You making me feel some type of way. I'm like 49 hours
Do
of Kid
you
Cudi.
do you listen to Spotify as well?
No.
Oh, okay.
Only Apple Music, and I barely listen to music. Like most of the time, like you said, I'm listening to a podcast or.
Yeah, mine
Or
was
something
only my
else.
top was at 31, and that was Nipsey. So
Yeah,
like
but
my,
your second is what?
I was 31, 30, 25, 21, 20. So
Yeah,
like my
so
top is Nipsey, G Herbo, The Alchemist, Freddie
I think
Gibbs,
your
So-
top 2 is more than my
Bodie
entire.
James, Nas, Currency.
So Phil, I
Benny the
listen
Butcher.
to the most music, the most.
You listen to most different artists.
And
He
the
has more
most
hours.
hours, my guy. I'm 49 at my top artist,
And then the
bro.
second
Just
was
one
39.
artist. Then I'm 39 at the next. Then I'm 20s, 20s,
All the-
20s.
what was
Maybe,
the
but that doesn't include
Big
vinyls.
Sean. at
20,
like
20, 20.
That doesn't
Big
include-
Sean. Big
that-
Sean was like 28 or something like that for me.
That doesn't include vinyls. I listen to my vinyls.
My total is 26
And my
hours.
iTunes.
In 1 year.
All right, but
26 hours.
getting back to Fresh Prince, what I was gonna say is I don't know all the words of the theme song, and I feel ashamed by it.
Why,
So
bro?
what's your favorite? What's your favorite?
what's
I'll
your
go
number one
last.
then?
I'll go last.
So mine for me would be Fresh Prince would be high. I don't have a number one, but Fresh Prince would be up there. All that will be up there.
Yeah, all that.
All that
All
was
that,
pretty
yeah.
popular, and probably Rugrats. Maybe I don't know.
Okay.
Do
Do you
Wait,
have
was there words in that one?
No, it was
Nah,
just,
it's
it
like
was just
baby
music.
tones, you
Yeah.
know?
I don't know, because I feel like there's a lot of good ones even without words. I was just thinking about with words, but
I haven't looked up any, like, I'm pretty sure if like I go home and I like YouTube all of them, I'm like, yo, that was fire, but I didn't look up any.
And
like,
I
I'm just
have
thinking about the
I
most
have a
memorable.
top 3, and I'm sure I'm forgetting some. And after the fact, I might be like, oh shit, that's definitely better than this. But AJ, do you have any?
I don't know. I'd have to like think about it too.
Only
but-
Nickelodeon?
No, anything.
This is all.
No.
This is all, not just Nickelodeon.
Even across all.
All that-
I think
all that was-
Samurai Jack is got to be the watch out.
You alright,
Down
Grizz?
that, bound to the down, Samurai Jack. Yeah, I don't even know the word.
I don't even remember
Watch out.
Samurai
All I
Jack.
know is watch out.
I used to watch Samurai
keep-
Jack, but I can't remember.
The Office keeps popping up in my mind.
The Office is good.
Yeah.
The Office is like it gets you like I feel like you get ready for the show when
yeah,
you're watching it.
yeah. It definitely puts a smile on your face.
I want to know what you got, bro. The suspense is killing me. Spill the
And
beans.
Peaky Blinders. I know you guys watch Peaky Blinders,
Nah, I
but theirs
don't.
is pretty good too. It kind of sets you up. It makes you
Gotcha.
get ready for the show.
I think a lot of anime has like great like intros.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know what the hell they're saying. But
Yeah.
like, you know, I think they just have great intros. The songs are really dope. Like especially like Bleach and
Mhm.
all that. And Bleach is actually coming back to like doing an animation. So like I'm hype about that. Just saying. I'm just
Yeah.
saying that, you know.
All right, but I'll go ahead and go. So I already told y'all my number 2. I agree. Fresh Prince is definitely number 2. Number 3 for me, and this is personal. Like I don't think everyone else is gonna agree with me on this, but the Wayans brothers, we're brothers. We're happy
Oh, yeah,
and
we're
we're
singing
singing
and we're colored.
Da-na-na-na.
Give me a high five. Hey.
So that's my number 3. But number 1 for me, bro, is the show Power. And I feel like everyone was going back to like old classic shows. Power is a show that like literally just finished. But Power, like 50 Cent, he killed that shit. Like that's better than anything on Get Rich or Die Trying. But they
What?
say this is a big rich town. Yeah. I just
Bro.
come from the poet's part.
all
Like,
that build up for Power. Bro?
yes, bro. Power has the best theme song. I don't care what anybody
Bro, you smoking crack,
says.
bro?
No, Power has the best theme song. What's better? You can't tell me a show that's better than that.
We just said Fresh Prince, but like,
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
Fresh Prince is
Fresh
number
Prince,
2.
You can play that in the club, bro. You can't
Power
play
you-
that Power in the
Power
club.
you can play in the club too.
Nah, whatever.
Niggas getting hype over Power, bro.
what you think? Phil? You watch Power, so
They say this is a big rich town. Yeah, Power's fire.
he said that it's better than anything off Get Rich or Die Trying too.
It is. Even it's definitely better.
Bro, so
I'd rather hear
like the song is
let
better
me go
than-
last. Let me go last because I got the number one. that
I'd
y'all-
rather
it's gonna
hear
flip
Power
y'all.
than Mini Men, and that's my favorite song.
Bro,
I'll
what?
I'll kill you, Zach.
Bro,
Shut
he's
up.
just
Okay,
in-
okay, I'm
He's just
being-
in. Wait, you're.
I'm being facetious right
Yo,
now.
Yeah,
where's
you're
but-
just
something sharp
invalidating,
so I can
like-
slit this man's throat?
But
Power's
Power
not better than nothing on Get Rich or Die Trying.
But Power to me is the best theme song.
Bro, what is
Power's
wrong
up
with
there,
you?
but it's not the best.
Them Suriname niggas now. Bro.
Suriname.
I don't even know, bro.
Them Suriname.
That was actually
Suriname.
good. That's how they pronounce it in Suriname. So
Suriname,
that was
bro.
really good.
I'm lit.
Suriname. But we can get off of music now, and we will finish off with sports. So last episode we talked about the Tyson.
Did a pre-cap.
Yeah, we did, and the episode came out after the fight happened.
Yeah.
But we recorded the day of. Here,
Let's talk about how before we get to the Tyson part.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the Nate Robinson.
The Nate Jake Paul. Yeah.
Yeah, because I was wrong. I should never have betted on black in that situation.
He should always bet on black. That's right.
Always bet on black.
So, yeah.
But Nate,
Yeah.
come on, man.
On the last episode, I never actually got to say my prediction because I kept getting cut off. Maybe you can put context clues together, but I also tweeted it. I thought Jake Paul was going to win. I didn't think Nate Robinson was going to win. I said what I was saying is I wanted to see Nate win because I want to see Black win, but I did not want Jake Paul to win. But I thought that he would because of his fighting experience.
That's kind of where I was. I wasn't picking because I thought he was gonna win. I was like, all right, that's what I want. But I also thought that Nate Robinson grew up boxing or something,
Yeah.
and that's why he was doing this. So he had some type of training,
Nope.
formal training or anything. I didn't think he was just I found out after the fact.
Nigga
Oh, he was
just
just
thought he was
hopping in
an
the ring.
athlete,
I
yep.
thought he was. I was like, all right, he's an athlete. He's the athlete at the highest level.
Yeah.
And he was doing this growing up. I don't know why I thought that. I just thought I heard that somewhere. I saw that somewhere. And that's the reason why I had him as my pick, other than just me wanting to see him win. But yeah, no, I was wrong.
Bro, that fight,
We were really wrong.
if y'all even want to call it a fight, but that shit was hilarious, bro. That
Head
was
first, just bro, he was fighting how Phil plays defense on basketball. Just
Hey, chill out.
for real.
Man,
dude.
basketball's effective though.
It's
Yeah.
effective.
But to me, bro, I hated to see Nate go out like that. But again,
Same.
it was entertaining, and we've seen all the memes at this point.
Right. For me, it became super, and we talked about this or on that night but it became more entertaining for me, and it was funnier for me when I saw that he was straight, but he was knocked out still for a good minute, and I was like, yo, is he gonna be good?
AJ definitely got soft on us and was concerned.
That's not being soft though. If someone looks like they're dead, you should be concerned.
Nah, he just got knocked out. Brutal knockouts. I mean,
But
I've seen those
People
before.
die. Untrained people die in the ring. I mean, people who are trained die in the ring. If you're
Yeah,
untrained,
but it's not that common. If you see a person get knocked out unconscious, which I
Yeah.
have seen in person, it's like he just got knocked out unconscious. It wasn't like
Right.
I never
But
feared that he died.
He went down a few times. It's a little bit different if it was just one hit and he went down the first time, didn't get back up. He was woozy. He had already been probably knocked out and woke up just right away,
Yeah.
and then got up a few more times and still kept trying to go. So I think that's why it was a little bit different. Where I'm like, all right, I'm fine with the jokes and all that, but I was like, all right, let me chill for a second and see what's up, and then we can keep it moving or whatever.
yeah.
But specifically, you was like, Snoop gotta chill, and I was like, nah, Snoop is
Yeah,
entertaining.
because he's making jokes when somebody could be dead. It honestly took 15, 30, a minute, 2 minutes. If you can just be like, all right, say whatever you say, but not clown him while he's dead, that's cool.
That was the best part, because Snoop, hey, you can't play fight. You
Yeah.
called that man out, so you
I
live
didn't know
with
that
that.
idea, so I didn't know he
Yeah,
called him. I
Nate-
didn't really go in with
yeah.
much information, but in that moment, I'm like, all right, and everyone else up there, all the commentators were purposely not, you can tell, we're not making jokes or whatever,
Yeah.
which is fine. That's what Snoop's up there for. But even still, you could take a second to chill and then go in just like everyone in the world did after, and it's fine.
Yeah.
Hey man, if he dies, he dies.
Mhm.
You shouldn't have called that man out to get in the ring with him.
Yeah, but if he dies and you that doesn't mean you joke about it. You joking about people's death?
No.
Okay,
But
then
if he
that-
dies, he dies.
Case
I mean,
case closed. That's all I'm saying.
But yeah, we were wrong with well, y'all, not me, but wrong with both predictions because everyone was saying we thought that the second fight would end in a knockout, even though the rule was in place for no knockouts. But it ended up being
a draw. Like, what the hell was that? Like, Mike Tyson definitely won that fight.
But I think they had to call it a draw because it was an exhibition or whatever,
yeah.
and they said there wasn't going to be a winner. But it was entertaining for what it was. But Triller, they did a really good job putting this whole event together. Like, they had super dope artists performing. They had the preliminary fights, even besides Jake Paul and Nate Robinson, the other two preliminary fights, or one, I don't remember how many it was, but it was entertaining. And then obviously the main event. So my question to y'all was, how did they come up with all this money to be able to do all this? Like, Triller is a basic version of TikTok, essentially. I don't know how they came up with all this money.
They probably had someone who was probably putting it on knew someone over there, or like, I don't know. I feel like it had to be like someone who was invested in this fight.
Investors,
Also,
marketing dollars.
Yeah, also had also was probably like a share owner of Triller.
Pay-per-view dollars.
Yeah.
Like, there's ways to generate revenue. So,
All right, so next we can go into the NFL playoff picture. This season, despite COVID, has still been pretty entertaining. We have the Steelers, who are undefeated right now. That whole division, Browns surprising people. I think they have like 3 losses right now. And
everyone in there except for the Bengals is vying for a playoff spot.
Yeah, exactly. But then on the flip side, with that and Ravens, they kind of struggling right now. Lamar not looking too hot, but I'm the one that's not really putting all the blame on him like a lot of people are. Even since last year in the playoffs, I just feel like the receivers haven't been the greatest, dropping a lot of easy catches that should be caught. But on the flip side, you got Phil and his Eagles in that division.
Trash.
Y'all still got a chance though, right?
Yeah, we only have
everyone in the division has a chance.
we only have game back, but I actually
who's the Washington football team's number 1 right now?
No, Giants are.
Oh, Giants are.
Yeah, Giants are. Yeah, we suck.
I saw a meme somewhere saying that everyone in the NFC East has a backup quarterback starting,
and it was
Wentz is in there.
Wow.
It's all good. We'll be straight next year. We Gucci. We still got a chance to win division. So I don't think we're gonna win the division based on strength of schedule. But I don't care if we don't this year. I would much rather us lose and get a good draft pick. But even though we haven't drafted well over the past couple of years,
you think they take a receiver or no?
No, I don't think we take receivers. We need offensive linemen, linebackers, receivers is the last thing we need.
That's the last thing you need. You guys needed receivers for the past 4 years.
Nah, I think our receivers are getting better now because we got a lot younger. And once we get rid of Alshon Jeffrey and like those bad contracts, we'll be straight.
If Rieger pans out, you guys should be good.
Yeah.
I don't really follow Eagles football, but what's that one guy? The
one that Phil likes that gets pissed all the time.
No. Remember there was a video where the guy was like, they were throwing babies out the window, and he was catching them. And he was like, unlike, what was that guy?
Eagles receivers or something like that?
Yeah, he said his name. He said
Aguilar, yeah.
Yeah, he's like, unlike Aguilar, I'm not here catching babies, unlike Aguilar.
Well, yeah,
he's playing well now, right?
For Oakland now.
Yeah, he's decent out.
He's doing better in Oakland than he was in the Eagles.
So you're saying that the Eagles were the problem?
No, because the Eagles has nothing to do with you dropping the ball.
But my Bucks are also struggling. They're 7-5 right now. Brady, I understand he's in a new system, but sometimes he out there just throwing that bitch. I swear, with his eyes closed, like Eli Manning out there. Because there's some passes where I'm like, what the fuck is this nigga doing right now? But we also can't stay healthy at receiver. Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, both of them have been like a fucking rotating door, just in and out, in and out. So I don't know what's happening with the Bucks, but Saints, they at top of the division. But playoffs, it'll be interesting once it gets here. Y'all think the Jets gonna get a win before the season ends?
I don't think they will, and I don't think they want to.
Yeah, I hope they don't. Yeah. I'm a Dolphins fan.
Being a Dolphins fan, you don't really want to see them win, but like they are purposely not trying to win.
I wonder if Trevor Lawrence comes out if they have the number 1 pick, because there's been rumors saying that if they do that, he's gonna come back for another year. But we'll see.
Yeah, he should.
Yeah, I definitely would not want to go to the Jets.
Yeah.
But that's also, I mean,
I'd rather play for the Dolphins.
I'm tired of seeing these teams draft quarterbacks super high when they lead the NCAA in interceptions. First, it was my Bucks, that was when I was like, I'm done with this team. I mean, I hated Jameis prior to that, but he led the NCAA in interceptions the year that he got drafted. Then you have the Jets follow in the Bucks' footsteps and draft Sam Darnold, who led the NCAA in interceptions the year he got drafted. Like, NCAA, the systems are way more basic. At that time, Pac-12, they're not known for their defense. It's not like he playing in the SEC.
That's true.
So, like, you throwing interceptions to niggas that can't play defense, that should be a huge red flag right there. And then Jameis, I mean, the ACC, we're not bums in defense, but we're, again, the SEC, like, that's who you think of when you think defense or whatever. But clearly these niggas can't read defenses when they in a super basic-ass offense, but I don't know. Some of these GMs.
It's different when you're behind the wheel, you know what I'm saying? Like, we can say that looking on the outside, but I feel like in the moment,
but as a GM, I'm not.
See something like I'm talking about the quarterback.
Yeah, I'm not.
Oh, he's talking about GMs.
Yeah,
like
as a quarterback, like whatever, that's you. But as a GM, I'm not going to trust you to drive my car.
Yeah. Maybe they think that they could change their habits, which
as a GM, are you trusting?
Or they could teach them. You know what I'm saying?
Drive your car and not
it's
get
a
no
very
speeding
teachable
tickets.
thing.
I trust me.
But we could finish off with some NBA. So we had a big move happen this week. We had the Houston Rockets trade John Wall to the Washington Wizards, and then the Wizards sent John Wall to Houston. Houston sent Russ to the Wizards. And then who ended up getting the first round pick?
Houston got John Wall and a first round pick. I feel like
they got.
I thought it was. Oh yeah, they did. You're right.
I feel like John Wall and Russ is a swap. I've been a John Wall fan since he's been in the league. So I like getting Wall over Russ, even though I like Russ a lot. He's a former MVP, and doesn't have the uncertainty with coming
Injury.
off of an Achilles tear. But if you can get John Wall and a pick, and you don't know what the hell is gonna happen with Harden, or like both of them Russ wanted out anyway, and Harden wanted out anyway, like that's live, and you're gonna get John Wall and Boogie back together like they were back in Kentucky.
Sorry to interrupt, but I feel like the Achilles surgery is not like what it used to be. I know we saw it with Kobe when but he's old. He was old.
Yeah.
He was way older.
That's another thing. John Wall's 2 years younger than Russ also.
Yeah, and so with these young cats, like, you know, Isaiah Thomas had the Achilles injury back in the day, but it was like those surgeries, like, they just go in there and do whatever they can. Yeah. But I feel like the advancements in medication, like the process of doing surgeries and stuff like that, I feel like they're better to come back, more likely to come back, a little bit better, a lot better than like 40 years ago.
Yeah.
So it'd be interesting to see how they do come back, especially with the ACL tears, like, you know, Boogie and all that.
Yeah, Boogie tore is his Achilles also. So
ACL and Achilles, right?
Yeah.
So it'd be interesting to see how they do come back and what happens, because, like, you know, and then Katie's also had that Achilles tear. To see, like, all these people coming back from these Achilles tears, to see what they do.
And what happens and what the trajectory of Achilles tears and what people think about them goes,
so
where that goes.
Houston could have got a robbery. You never know, like, you know.
Yeah.
Especially with John Wall.
Yeah, if you get John Wall for Russ, who there's a point in time where Wall was better than Russ, like most people would agree before he became MVP and like these triple doubles or averaging triple doubles. But if you can get John Wall to like 75% of what he was and Boogie to be 75% of what he was with Harden, I think that helps. And Boogie can shoot, so he stretches the floor. You don't like, even though John Wall can't shoot as well, you can have Boogie at the 3 and still have John Wall driving and so on, and Harden.
It's becoming a shooter's game, though. So all that off time that John Wall has had, like, he could develop a shot. I'm not saying I don't know, but you would think that he would try to develop his shot.
Right,
while
there's some
he's like that, all that.
Like,
so it could come out as a great deal for them.
The Houston,
like, you know what I'm saying? And like I said, it's a lot of jump shots in this game that we deal with. We don't see a lot of like spectacular like dunks and stuff like that, like where we saw like in early era like a LeBron and Blake Griffin and all that. A lot of people are just like finesse and shooting the ball And especially like Kyrie, people are being players like Kyrie and Steph. Everybody wants to be Kyrie and Steph and shoot threes.
Yeah.
So I think that it's a lot more of that. And I think like people who get injured, they can come back and actually play in a league still because if they can shoot.
Yeah, you don't have to rely on your athleticism as much.
Yeah.
I mean, it just remains to be seen what Wall's been doing and how he comes back. But if he comes back and he comes back with a shot and can shoot at 34% from the three, or even like higher, then that's gonna be huge.
Mm-hmm.
I like it. I mean, I like it for the Wizards too, because you're getting Russ still.
Yeah.
You lost the first round pick, which like I don't know, and I don't know. Russ has never been in the East, so I think that's interesting. I'd like to see like what he can do in the East and with a lot. I mean, East is getting a little bit tougher now, but still is probably not as good or as tough as the West is. So
Yeah.
The main thing about that, he's away from LeBron because LeBron ate him up in the playoffs. Ate him up. Like, come here, little boy. I'm 100 years old, but I can still block your shot.
All right, but we could wrap it up there. Definitely a good episode. Hopefully the camera didn't cut out too many times, and hopefully our boy Toby isn't out here barking too loud in the mics. But thank y'all for tuning in for another episode. It's been episode 6 of Save It for the Pod. Don't forget to like and subscribe on YouTube, and then download our episodes on Apple Podcasts and Spotify and all that good stuff.
Do the drop, Phil.
Also, shout out Guyana and Australia for holding us down.
Yes, sir.
And I think I know who our Australian follower is.
Who?
I got some friends in Australia, so I think I know who it is.
Okay.
And if you are who I know you are, thank
Who I
you.
think you are.
Yeah, whatever.
We love you. And
As always.
Yes, sir. It's been another episode of Saving for the Pod.
Because if you ain't fucking with this mixtape, then you're just a bitch ass track.